The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is a Thursday, July 8th, 2021 that you are never going to forget. We got a big show today. Ike Taylor will be joining us in about 22 minutes. Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl champion a couple times. A jet passing.
Whoa.
Okay. We'll fuel up the jet to talk to Jet about next week being baseball's important week because the home run derby's happening.
Hell yeah.
Shohei Ohtani's going to be in there, and they're going to be living life. What's going on in baseball? We do not know. We'll ask. I assume, per usual, everything going on around baseball, much more conversation worthy
There it is.
than what's going on the diamond.
Right. 100%.
I believe last week some insane shit popped off in the baseball world, some allegations, some conversations, which led to a suspension of a pitcher who is the highest paid person in the history of baseball. So that probably maybe get talked about. But let's talk about the good that is baseball with jet passing. And that's a home run derby. And Shohei Ohtani potentially hitting 70 home runs this year.
Whoa. Yeah.
70 home runs this year.
70?
Jet passing. Okay. And at Ty Schmidt at the beginning of the year, at Boston Connor was on my side. At the beginning of the year, Ty, we were sitting here saying, hey, this guy's the best baseball player of all time.
Ever.
I've never seen anything like this. Have you? And you guys are, oh, Babe Ruth did this for a long time. I'm like, okay, so we got the next Babe Ruth playing right now, and we refuse to believe that he is going to be the greatest of all time. And everybody's like, oh, will he be able to last? He's not going to be able to last. He can't do it. He's also playing the best baseball he's ever played. He's been able to last. He's been able to continue to do it.
Yep.
He's hitting more home runs than anybody. He's still pitched, I think, like 7 innings. He is a dominant baseball player. Best of all time. Ty, you ready to say that yet?
Yeah, I mean, I can admit when I'm wrong. He is fucking unbelievable.
Okay!
He really
Here
is.
we go.
Okay.
But to your point, I really do hope that they take care of him and make sure he doesn't get hurt because he's proven that, like, hey, if he can stay healthy, he's one in a billion.
Anyways, the reason why you listen to the show at SiriusXM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, and the reason why you watch the show, youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show, is because whenever I dabble into other sports or we venture into things we might not necessarily be considered experts on.
Sure.
Normally 100% right. For instance, what have we been telling you for weeks? Go Bolts.
Go Boats.
We get a house in Tampa. We move in. Penguins. All right.
Good season.
Still the greatest team of all time.
Good season.
Greatest franchise of all time. Love the Penguins. But that Tampa Bay Lightning team, congratulations.
Wow. Go Boats.
You don't go back-to-back much anymore. It's not easy to do it. The back-to-back conversations are, by the way, you go into conversation forever. That's why the Pittsburgh Penguins became the Pittsburgh Penguins in the 90s. They go back-to-back. They continue to move it. In other sports, people go back-to-back to back. And it's only every once in a while that it happens. The New England Patriots were able to do it. I mean, there's only a couple teams that have ever been able to stack it together, especially in a best-of-7 series playoff thing. And there's a stat about this Tampa Bay Lightning team that is very interesting. I guess a couple years ago, they lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets. And then since then, they have not trailed a series in the playoffs. They've won 2 Stanley Cups. In this particular one, I think they had the lead in every single game in every single period of every single game except for the last game that they lost to Montreal up there. So they had the lead for like 8 straight games in the playoffs. They were never behind. One of the most dominant performances by a hockey team. And let me tell you what, we have a house in Tampa.
Of course.
Okay, that's coming to an end very soon.
No.
Very, very soon. We'll have a moment of silence for the Tampa Bay FanDuel Beach House that has been very, very good to us. I mean, it has been amazing, and it has been awesome to kind of learn about Tampa Bay a little bit. Drive around Tampa Bay is impossible, okay? There's a lot around. There's exits for exits. There's this, there's that. And it's Florida, so you got some lunatics driving around. I mean, it's not the easiest city to kind of navigate. but it's a beautiful city.
Beautiful.
It is a beautiful city. The Bay is gorgeous. And what they have been able to accomplish in the last 283 days is a 2 Stanley Cup run plus a Super Bowl in their own city, in their own stadium run. Might be the hottest city ever. This Tampa Bay Lightning squad with Patty Maroon, who's won 3 straight Stanley Cups now, they looked unbelievable this entire... Last night, they dominated that game. Nick told me that, you know, you lost the money on England in regulation because it is soccer. It went to extra time.
Right.
And that's how it ended. Congrats to England, by the way.
It's coming out.
It's coming out. Football's coming out. It's coming out. Football's coming out. The Euros are happening. Italy, England on Sunday. Is it going to Rome or is it going home? Is it going to home, or is it going home? I don't know. We'll find out on Sunday. The boys will be watching. But this Tampa Bay Lightning team, that city, okay, the city loves the Lightning.
Oh, yeah.
And it might be because they are winning. Obviously, it's much easier to root for a winner. But since we have gone down there for this SmackDown run, there are flags on cars. There are flags on houses. There are projections on the side of buildings.
Yeah.
There are sign-offs while walking in and out of stores. Go Bolts. Go Bolts.
Yeah.
This is even, but I would assume Go Bucks happens during football season. And as soon, it is a hockey town. Makes no sense to me. I'm from Pittsburgh. Hockey town. And it's most, cities I've ever been to that are hockey towns are cold. This is just the way it goes. South Florida, the Panthers. I mean, Darius Butler found out they existed, I think, just a couple years ago. He became a fan, but it ain't a Go Panthers, right? Go Pens is something that is said. Go Bolts is in very much the lexicon of the people down in Tampa. They love that team. Nick, I have to ask you, is this team going to continue to win? Because last night, it only won by 1, obviously. Nick said, don't worry about the English loss because they didn't win in 90. You lost a couple thousand. Tampa's about to go ahead and blow the fucking skates off of the Montreal Canadiens tonight. Down there in the Storm Dome, the Amalie Arena or whatever the hell it is, where Lightning and Thunder combine for great hockey and Stanley Cup championships. Whenever you said that, Nick, I put everything I had left in the account on it.
Had to.
1-0 win. 1-0 win.
Come on.
Dominant. Almost lost it there at the end, to be honest with you. Almost gave it away. The Canadians got hot there towards the end, obviously, when they pulled their goalie. But Tampa Lightning, this is the best team that's been constructed in some time, Nick. This team looks beyond. They're overpaying the salary cap. They win the Stanley Cup. I like it. Hey, I don't care. If you want to spend more money to win, and you do win, I'm with it. That's why I watched the Yankees when I was a kid. They were willing to pay more money than everybody else. Oh, that's cheating. Well, they just want to win more than everybody. Is there any rules against it? I guess there is in hockey. I don't know how these guys got past it. They're unbelievable, though. That was fun to watch last night.
They're unbelievable. Salary cap in the NHL only counts during the regular season. They had some injury situations where they had Kucherov, their best player, missed the whole season due to hip surgery. He comes back in the playoffs, so they're obviously paying much more than many other teams. So they're exceeding the cap during the postseason, which doesn't matter because there is no cap. So they were actually one of the teams who voted to close this loophole the past couple of years. So you can't really criticize them because they pointed it out. They said, hey, there's a loophole here, and if you guys don't want to close it, we're going to use it.
Listen, we'll rest the guy a whole season.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
Right, he's got a hip thing. He'll come back. We'll rest. He could have came back maybe 3/4 of the way through the season. We said, no. Listen, there's this loophole where we can actually get you back in the playoffs well rested. You're our best player, and we can pay you your full salary somehow.
How's that sound?
You sound good?
Sound pretty
you want
good.
to nap on the bay for a couple more weeks?
Sure.
All right, go do your thing. Go ahead and overlook that Bayshore Avenue or whatever, where it's just a line of $100 million homes basically right on there. Just go ahead and hang out for a couple more weeks. We're going to need you in playoffs. There's a loophole. We tried to tell the NHL. We tried to tell them. They didn't fix it, so you'll be right in there. The team's already rolling. We'll pick this. Stamkos and the boys are going to go and do this thing. I mean, what a game. Good for the Tampa Bay Lightning. It seemed like a lot of people were tweeting me that were Lightning fans while I was going on my while Pittsburgh Penguin hockey season started, which was playoffs there early. And everything I was saying about the Pens, I still stand behind at the time when I said it.
Okay.
When it was coming out of my mouth, I did fully believe it. I had a lot of people in Tampa. We have a pretty good following in Tampa tweeting me when I was doing that, like, shut up. You have no idea. You have no clue. that Tampa team is bigger, faster, tougher, more skilled than everybody else it looked like. That is literally what they look like against the Canadians. And I think in their last couple of series, I didn't watch it closely. How is that team able to be assembled? And are they forever? Is this going to happen? Are they just getting started? Is this going to be a dynasty here? Are the Detroit Red Wings potentially never, ever going to be able to 100%. See anything good? Because
well, it's funny you mentioned that, Pat, because Steve Yzerman actually built this team, former Detroit Red Wing great, built this team, but left before they were able to win any cups, went back to Detroit. They win all the cups without Steve. All credit goes to Steve.
Jackson.
He's the GM of the
This is
Red
Mark
Wings.
Jackson. This is Tony Dungy down there in Tampa when Gruden won in and built the team, and they win immediately afterwards. This is, I guess, here Steve Yzerman builds a winner, can't do it with him, though, has to get out of town and go back to Loserville.
Yeah, so unfortunately he does not get to collect any more rings. And if you look at what they have coming up, much like that house in Tampa, unfortunately, we may be saying goodbye to the Stanley Cup champion run.
No.
For the Tampa Bay
Why?
Lightning. It's going to be very tough
Bring him to Vegas
to keep all these guys together.
No, I'm trying to get Marc-Andre Fleury out of Vegas, by the way.
That's fine. Hey, send Matt to Pittsburgh if we can get fucking Stamkos.
No, Stammer to Boston. I've heard before he
Congrats to
loves
hockey, by the way.
Seriously.
Hell of a
Great game.
season. I mean, I only got a chance to see the playoffs because you guys don't really market it well and put it on TV, like during the regular season, which is a difficult part. And now that they're with Turner and with ESPN, hopefully we'll be able to see more games. But hell of a run by hockey. It was a good play. The Islanders had that run, remember?
They did, yeah.
Send the Coliseum out in beautiful fashion. I mean, that was a beautiful run there for a while. The Bruins looked like they were going to be a squad in these. And then obviously Marc-Andre Fleury was trying to score in the playoffs. I mean, there was a lot of great storylines. Pittsburgh Penguins might be dead. I mean, I'm not.
Whoa.
We'll see what they do this offseason.
Might be dead, you think?
They might be dead.
Really?
Well, the more and more I've been reading about the team that I grew up being a fan of and have been a fan of my entire life from Hockeytown, the more and more I read about it, seems like they are completely fucked,
Oh, my God.
Well, seem to be too old, too slow, and don't have enough money to really get anybody that's younger, smarter, faster.
It's not a great recipe.
And the goalie that we're paying a bunch of money, he fucking doesn't know how to play goalie. So it feels like unless something can really turn in the Penguins organization, it's going to be a long road back. But now that I hear Tampa's dead, let's go. Penguins next year are going to win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, maybe not.
Let's not forget about the Seattle Kraken coming into the mix. They're going to grab a player from every team. They're going to shake things up.
What if they grab
Whole
Stamkos?
different dynamic.
What if they grab Stamkos? They get Evgeny Malkin.
Math? They grab Math.
They can't let that happen.
Dude, that's how they got Math in Vegas.
No, that's how Vegas got good. I do like
Math just got done winning the Stanley Cup with us.
Yeah.
He just got
Yeah,
plucked
you're right.
and
You're
sent to
right.
Vegas, Now, he was benched for Matt Murray, who inevitably was shipped out of town for this fucking guy we put in this last time. But yeah, he was. The way those expansion teams work, I don't think it's just, do teams have to put in players, or is it like Hard Knocks where you qualify to be a player for that? Like, Math was one of our guys, like all-star, just won a Stanley Cup, beloved by the city. Now, Matt Murray came in and played for him in the playoffs that we won that Stanley Cup. He was not playing as much, but he was just picked up and thrown to Vegas and was become the Stoner, I think, the same thing.
Well, the real kick in the gut sack was they actually traded Math before the expansion draft because they thought they might take Matt Murray instead because it was a younger, cheaper option. The way the expansion draft works is every team gets to protect a group of players, whether it be, I think it's like 7 forwards, 4 defensemen, and then one of the 2 goalies. And then everyone else on the roster is up for grabs.
So the Boston Bruins goalie's gone.
Tuca?
That backup. Who's your backup?
Oh, the backup. Swayman? Or are we talking about
I think they have a great backup, don't they?
Halak, he's a little bit older. He's probably safe at this point.
Swayman is the one that we can't have Swayman go because
All
that
right,
guy can play.
nobody's
That
listening
guy-
to you right now.
That guy can play puck.
The Seattle Kraken are not listening to you right now. You are not trying to make a move here.
Don't listen to me. Stay away from Swayman. He's the future of the league.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so, pal. I want to let you know. I think Lord Stanley's coming home.
To Boston.
Pittsburgh.
But we have pasta.
Lord Stanley's coming.
He's coming home.
Donner. Also, the NBA. Hey, there's some big numbers coming out of the NBA. Congrats to the NBA as well.
Still doing it.
It's been pretty celebratory here. First couple minutes on the show. I like that. Shout out to the NHL. Congrats on the Stanley Cup win. And I believe they're all still up, and they are going to have a boat parade. I got a chance to talk to a couple of Tampa Bay police officers down there after the WWE show when they're out in the parking lot. I'm like, hey, you guys getting ready for the boat parade down there? And they're like, oh, yeah. And by the way, this one is, the Buccaneers one was kind of thrown together last minute, they said. And they think this time, because the city, go Bolts, go Bolts.
Go Bolts.
And they know that the boat parade's coming. The Tampa Bay Police Department said that they are expecting a little bit more juice. They think, even though that Super Bowl boat parade was awesome, it looked amazing. It was like a team basically just floating through a city, having the time of their life with no rules and people just clapping as they go through. It looked like a drink. Almost got me to go kick balls again, actually, for a chance at a boat parade again because it changed the entire game there. This Lightning one, they're thinking that the city is going to...
I would assume so.
I mean, and a tropical storm just got out of there.
Yeah.
We were supposed to fly and watch that game. There was a big storm in Florida. It got out of there. I guess it's up in North Carolina or Georgia now. I hope everybody's okay, by the way. So they're coming out of a storm, out of COVID, back-to-back Stanley Cups, and a heads up on what the boat parade is and could be and expected. Look for that to be must-see television.
Yeah, is that tomorrow? Is that when we're also down there and possibly doing a show from a boat on the Tampa Bay Lightning boat parade?
Are they doing that tomorrow? That's a great question.
Yeah, because usually it's 2 days after, right? Or especially if they're home, they didn't have to travel.
Are we in the boat parade?
I mean, I think it feels like it's tomorrow.
We need a boat.
Holy shit!
I got a whaler.
Get that guy on the phone right now and get that Boston
down
whaler.
the keys. I got a captain. Does anybody have a boat license? I was handed the keys to a Boston whaler, and I did not have a license. I was very surprised by they literally tossed me the keys and said, "Go do what you got to do." I'm like, is there a way to?
Is it like a car?
Is there a way to? Yeah, you'll figure it. It's an easy.
Operate
boat.
this
It's an
thing.
easy. Just
Go to the Rabbit. Yeah.
Parking that some bitch coming back was tough because we were eating some chop from that tropical storm too. So getting into the thing, Foxy, you're a boater. You grew up on the lake or whatever, and especially with Lake Michigan, there's a lot of chop there. Parking that thing is not easy, huh?
I don't fuck with oceans. I don't fuck with Lake Michigan because there's a lot of chop and that's scary. We have an inland lake, so I just drive a pontoon nice and easy. From my understanding, though, I think a driver's license suffices for a boater license.
It shouldn't, by the way, because
I agree. Just looked up
not
Florida law.
It should not.
It should not.
It should not, by the way. Because I was rolling, I told you guys about how the seaplanes were landing. There's just like this one, they actually explained to us what it was because it was right outside of like where our bungalow was looking. There was just like these incredible boats floating. We're like, not floating, but like 80 miles an hour, like seaplanes were landing in. I'm like, is this is there a highway constructed like in the water? Like, what is this? I've never seen this. And they told me that a glacier, cracked and formed this very deep, like basic route or rut almost. So the water is calm there and it's deep. So it's just like, it kind of is its own thing. And we had to go cross that on the whaler. So I had to go cross the highway. Yeah, I was playing Frogger with this whaler. And that whole thing, a seaplane potentially. I mean, there was a lot of that. And I thought at that point I was getting pretty confident. Once I crossed the whole thing and Sam was laughing a lot and then there was a lot of poking fun potentially because I'm not a boater. I'm not a boater. This is not normal for me to be boating. So everything was good. I felt like I was on top of the world. Then I had to go fucking park that thing. And it was on a dock that was jettied out into the water and it was wood. And that thing is...
Oh, yeah.
So I'm coming in there and the storm is over it is coming. So the waves are starting to get pretty bad and I'm out of that glacier rut. So I'm in there and I was feeling pretty good and Sam's laughing. We got music playing. I mean, it's a pretty good time. But then that boat starts like lifting and you get off of the gas a little bit. That boat goes straight back down because the gas has you sitting back on that thing. You have it sitting back. I almost took us right into the resort. I mean, I almost crashed it 3 times. I tried to like figure it out what would be the smartest way. And normally I feel like, and this is something I assume a lot of people have, but I have an ability, I think, quickly to resolve a problem. Like I feel like I have a resolving problems, like in most things, this particular one I couldn't figure out. I'm like, I don't know what the reference for. I have no idea what the move is. So I want full gas forward, let the thing kind of drift me in, and then stop reverse.
Smart.
And I thought the water would just drift me in. Water shot me past the dock, had to turn around. So now we got a little bit of a crowd. Okay, now the people at the resort are kind of watching. I come back. I did like an 8-point turn. They throw me a rope, basically. Sam grabs it. We wrap it. We get in. We park it. We get off. There was like a little bit of a congratulations or whatever. Yeah. There was a little bit of not a full standing O. It was a little bit of more of a golf clap, like way to go there. But I don't think Sam, I was fully panicked. And I am never in a moment of panicking much. But water with my ear, my history, driving something I've never drove with potential wood just going right into my wife's head while trying to park this
at
thing.
your back.
Planes coming in.
I mean, I've never been
Time to go.
But what I'm saying is, boys, I'm ready for this boat parade.
Hell yes.
Okay?
Come on.
I am ready for this boat parade. I mean, the obvious choice here would be Foxy would drive the boat, right? Grew up on a pond and on a country club. I mean, this guy is a boater, of course, through and through, a sailor. This son of a sailor here. This son of a bitch. We should potentially have him do it. But with how I'm feeling with the glacier, the highway, the parking, the storm, I feel like we put headset on me, and I think you're co-captain up there maybe. Connor, I'd like you at the front like Leo and that lady in Titanic. And I think we could potentially get some good we should be trying to get in this boat parade. Let's look into it.
Be incredible.
Probably be Saturday if we all had to guess.
Yeah, it's Monday.
What?
Oh, great.
Yeah, we won't be there.
Good run, man. That was a good little 10 minutes,
let's
though.
Let's go away. Park the Whaler. Park the Whaler. I was going to get to a break, but because we got Ike Taylor coming on, and my ear things just died.
Oh, nice.
And we do not have any batteries in the area here, I do not think. We'll get to a break. And we'll be back with Ike Taylor on the other side. Today's show is going to be a good one, I think.
Oh, yeah.
This thing's frozen.
Speaking of lightning, I mean, that storm right before this entire show.
No, I'll go. Yeah, put it right there, though. Yeah, we had a...
God.
So as we were coming on the air, we did not know if we had internet. We did not have TV. The TVs were down. Power was potentially out. A microburst? Is that what they were calling those things in Pittsburgh instead of...
Yeah, the microburst, yeah.
It felt like it was a microburst here. It wasn't like a tornado, but we had rain literally coming down sideways, dumping on our entire office. Nuts. And it stopped right before we got on air, so shout out to Mother Nature.
Yeah,
thank
you, Mother.
But if Monday has a storm down there, I don't know if that boat parade's going to be worth the fuck anyways. We'll get to
Why
it.
wouldn't they do it on a Friday or Saturday?
Well, Monday, too, gives them a little extra weekend. You know, it's
I guess.
3-day weekend there.
True.
You had the Monday, because they're already celebrating right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, they're celebrating now. They're celebrating through the weekend. And then Monday's like the cap off. Like, all right, here we go. Let's put a seal on this thing. I think the Stanley Cup celebration is the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember Ovechkin.
Yeah.
Drink out.
Ovechkin in that pond, just running all around Washington, D.C. Then he goes on to late night shows with it, drinking out of it. I've seen the Stanley Cup on the south side of Pittsburgh when the Penguins were the Penguins. And we're just talking about people, house and alcohol. That thing getting passed around an entire city, basically. We won't be able to be a part of it.
God damn it.
It's a shame. Let's get to a break. Ike Taylor will join us on the other side of the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's a lot of things being said about the Pittsburgh Steelers, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, some people, Mike Tannenbaum this morning was on a tear. Mike Tannenbaum, former GM of
Dolphins.
Dolphins and
Jets.
And Jets.
And Jets. He's now an ESPN personality. He comes on and just he lets it out.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say they don't know if his resume is warranted of the things he says.
True.
But I like the fact that he does let it eat. He said Baker Mayfield's too short, too slow to win a championship. If they give him a deal, they are binding themselves of mediocrity in the Cleveland Browns. Then when we talk about Ben Roethlisberger, I think he said Ben Roethlisberger, this guy stinks. They're not even going to make the playoffs.
He's going to get benched mid-year.
He's going to get benched. We got to talk about all that. Ike Taylor will join us. There's a lot going on in Lake Tahoe. We got Doug Peterson doing interviews, so there's some quotes on Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, we got a good day. 1-833-4 McAfee. We can't wait to chat with you. Let's have a hell of a Thursday. We'll see you in 4 minutes. He walks all the way up.
Holy
Sleep! This is not the one that I saw.
Oh, good.
Oh, my God. Can we go back to the beginning, please? Listen, go back to the beginning. This guy, pause. That guy was sitting one section over in this blue polo shirt-wearing son of a bitch who's here with his friend, by the way, right here. They're just having a good old day at the ballpark. Old buddy in the glasses back here. Oh, this has been fun. Look at this guy up here with the wife is maybe the wife and the guy up there. They're kind of intrigued to see what's going on. Padres guy said, hey, listen, I've been locked in my fucking house for 13 months. I'm going to come to a ball game, and you're going to say dumb shit? I don't think so, pal. He walks over, 45 yards? Yeah. Casually, eyes ready to go, not fists ready to go, though. Just outside, no, calm. What you got a fucking problem, pal? People smiling down here. They know something's about to happen. We got a camera out. We would like to see the alternate angle from this particular person. But what a moment here. We beat COVID. We are back. Old buddy here needs to watch out for right hooks. Bow! Buckled. What, bitch? He said. What? And then he gets tackled by everybody else. Backpedals. Everybody watches this happen. What a Jeez. What? He says. What, dude? What? What? Damn. Oh, my. What was said by who? Hey, as we get back into society, let's remember, people will punch you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. How are ya? I'm Roman, a men's health brand that can dance very well and make you the best you possible. Are you suffering from male pattern baldness? Dahn, we got something for that. Herpes. See ya. Premature ejaculation, gone. No more coming too quick. Allergies as well. And that's not all. We have clinically tested supplements for everything, including erectile dysfunction. Come on. Bye-bye. GetRoman.com/Pat. Be the best you possible.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show. Joining us now is a two-time Super Bowl champion. Playing the NFL for 12 years. Got his start, I think, playing flag football or something like that on campus. Coach Saw said, hey, why don't you come play? He says, you got it. Ends up as a Pittsburgh Steeler, two-time Super Bowl champion. And now a man who has his own cigar line.
Yeah.
And I believe we have some getting shipped to the office, or Diggs has some getting shipped to him. It's been caught somewhere in transaction. Ladies and gentlemen, Ike Taylor.
Yeah!
What up, Ike?
P-Mac, how you and the crew doing, dog?
Hey, we are great. How are you? Is this the house? We're never inside. Normally we're outside the garage. Now we're inside. Is this the office? Where are we?
So we're in North Kakalaki by my mama's house. So I'm just chilling. And, of course, she made a special room for her favorite kid.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to put up. I mean, you've had great success. Is there any cigars in there? Do we have any new cigars in there, or what's going on?
No, we don't have any cigars. Actually, I'll be in Vegas tomorrow. So anybody in Vegas, come to the cigar convention in Vegas from the 9th to the 12th. Come check out these one-of-a-kind cigars.
Hey, here we go. Yeah. What are they called? One of a
kind.
Kind.
Kine.
I like that. I like it. What is it? Is it a medium? Is it a what?
So it's a medium. It's 80%. It's 80% Nicaraguan, 20% Lancaster, PA, and it's wrapped in Sumatra, in Connecticut.
100% smooth and delicious. You know what I mean?
100%.
Oh, were you big? Are you a aficionado of cigars? Is that like your? How did you fall into this?
I'm working on it. Just every day, like since like 2009 in the off season, I just kept going to the cigar bar around my house, like every day, just chilling. And then my homeboy 2 years ago, he was like, "Bro, since you smoke cigars, why you just don't come out with your own cigars?" And I'm like, "Man, what the hell I need to do?" He was like, "This what you don't need to do, because there's been a lot of athletes who have had cigars, and their cigars wind up being trash. So I'm a red wine drinker. So what I told him, P-Mac, I said, this is what I'm going to do with my cigars. I'd rather let my cigars sit and age and have good tobacco than push it out and then say my product is bad." He was like, "There you go." So that's exactly what I did. Like every time I get a shipment of cigars, I let them sit and age between 60 and 90 days. Then I'll put it in the stores and whatever you want to call it, or online.
Softer.
So right now I'm just treating my cigars like red wine.
Well, I think it's a beautiful business plan. I can't wait to see how it works out. I'm not a big cigar smoker. I fancy the ganja much more than everybody else, but we got a lot of cigar people. AJ, we're going to send a bunch to AJ to smoke. AJ Hawk loves those things. We want to support the hell out of you. We hope the world buys your Nicaraguan tobacco. And where's the other one?
Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
So the Amish are cooking up your tobacco over there?
They cooking something good. If they can cook some of your stuff too.
Well, the Amish have, I mean, this is a whole nother conversation. They are tax exempt. They are all cash. They don't have electricity. They live in the colonial times, but it is an insane racket, the business they got running. We're also the biggest show in the Amish community, so great to have you.
Love you guys.
They're McAfee.
Shout out.
Yeah, you too, I guess. Like, you do business with the Amish. Tim McAfee did a lot of business with the Amish, so we appreciate them. Well, hey, Ike, it's great to have you back. What are you? You're on vacation in North Carolina? Are you going to that fight in Vegas this weekend? What do you got going on?
Well, I didn't even know the fight was going to be in Vegas this weekend until somebody told me. So actually, I'm going to go.
Smart.
The fight.
Yeah, I have to go. Yeah, you have to.
So I'm because matter of fact, Poirier, he's from Lafayette, Louisiana, which I went to the college, Louisiana Lafayette. So I've hit him up a few times on Instagram. Me and him been going back and forth, so I definitely go support him since he's already fighting.
Oh, he's going to get knocked out.
Yeah, maybe don't go.
Hey, listen, Dustin could beat the living dog shit out of me, and this is not, I am never going to be that person that does that. But Conor McGregor, I watched an interview. He told his family to stay home. Yeah. He's sleeping, resting, sleeping, eating, fighting. Watched the fight with Dustin back a couple times. I don't know if you should go. If you're going to be in Dustin's corner, I don't know if you... it looks like... Hey, he said in a body bag, Dustin's leaving. You might be with a dead body if you go on Dustin's family. I don't know if you should do that, Ike.
I got hands, so I ain't worrying about that.
All right, let's talk about the hands that you have. You're legendary Pittsburgh Steeler, obviously. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in quite a while. There's retirements. There's a lot of players that are not there anymore. Ben's back, new offensive coordinator. Obviously, Harris coming in out of Alabama is a big get. Juju signs back for a year. How do you feel about the team? There's a lot of people. Now, Steelers fans always believe the Steelers are going to be good because the Steelers are always good. And Mike Tomlin has an incredible record and reputation of always winning and getting to the playoffs. Next year, though, with the way the AFC North is, are you worried about the Steelers at all? How do you feel? What do you think about the season next year?
No, I ain't worried. It's just it's going to be a three-way run when it comes down to that top one, and it's going to be between the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, how I look at it, I think the Cleveland Browns can give the Pittsburgh Steelers much more than a run than the Baltimore Ravens. So that's going to be my whole thing. But the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns snuck in last year for the playoffs. So you had three teams from one division, the AFC North, to make it to the playoffs. So the only thing I'm thinking with Pittsburgh is they got to use that they got to use that young man they just drafted, Najee, from Alabama, a lot more often, probably more than none. You know what I'm saying? And the only way they can get back to that is by going back to that old Pittsburgh Steelers, ground and pound and playing good defense, not relying on Big Ben so much.
Will Big Ben be okay with that? Everybody says that it was Big Ben that was checking to the pass, and he wants to be in shotgun, obviously, doesn't like to be under center. James Conner, there was some stat that whenever, Ben was under center and he got a chance to go in the eye and run downhill, he was much better than coming out of a split backfield or whatever. Do you think Ben will be okay with that? Hey, Ben came out and said, listen, no more, off the field shenanigans. No more off the field shenanigans. Also, I will take a massive pay cut, he said, to come. I actually pitched to do that. You think he's just down for whatever? If it's handing the ball 30, yeah, I did the same reaction, by the way, whenever he said that. Do you think he's okay handing the ball, 25, 30 times, you think, a game? How many times do you think they're going to have to do that? Because I think that's what they're going to have to do. And is that offensive line ready for that, Ike? I don't know.
If 7 trying to get number 7 for the Pittsburgh organization, that's what he's going to have to do. If he just want to get his stats up, he can just go back and say that shotgun if he want to. He's already in the Hall of Fame, in my mind, my personal opinion. Now, when you do have a offensive line who is young, the best thing you can do for the offensive line is let the offensive lineman put their body weight on others, and that's the running game. When you ask offensive linemen to do something they usually don't do, and that's to set back and get into this passing attack, that ain't cool. So it ain't nothing but a rhythm. It's a rhythm for the offense, for the offensive line, for Big Ben, for Najee, and for that play action pass.
And then, by the way, the more time you eat, it's better for the defense as well. I mean, it's the run in the defense. That was football for like 30, 40 years. Do you think that is enough to get 7 for Pittsburgh when you got, Patrick Mahomes, all right? Patrick Mahomes got a guy who just ran against another guy who's very fast, Aaron Jones, at a camp, and he beat him by 15 yards in a 40-yard dash. He's got Travis Kelce out there. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs have just an impeccable lineup of Ferraris on the offensive side of the ball. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, same exact thing. Los Angeles Rams, a lot of weapons with Matthew Stafford back there. I don't know and this is going to be a deeper question, is the run the ball, stop the run.
It never changed.
It's not. I think it has, though. I think it has.
It changed. It changed for the regular season. So the recipe for the Tennessee Titans on what they do, you want their recipe for the playoffs, not throughout the whole season during the regular season. If you watch Patrick Mahomes and what they did in the playoffs and when they won Super Bowls, when they won a Super Bowl, man, it was running the ball. When you watch Tom Brady and what he did when he won a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay last year in the playoffs, he ran the ball. So when you watch these teams who they do real good during the regular season when it comes down to passing. But by the end of the day, man, when it comes down to playoffs, you got to run the ball and play good defense. And that's the only way you're going to win the championship.
Hey, run game travels. That's what they say.
Run game travel. The running game the running game ain't got no limit on it. This ain't no engine. The running game ain't got no engine, man. It travels everywhere. It doesn't need a passport. When you want to run the ball, there's no need for a passport.
If you can block, though. Hey, that's like Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. Now, Najee might be something that we have never. All reports are that he's going to be the guy. I mean, he's going to be a guy. He can catch, he can run, he moves, he's powerful. I mean, but Derrick Henry also has a great offensive line there in Tennessee, and they still have yet to be able to. You know what? I just think you have to be able to put up a lot of points, but you're right. When those games matter, it seems like the run game does become much more prevalent. We're joined by Ike Taylor, two-time Super Bowl champion, formerly of the Pittsburgh Steelers, in his house in North Carolina, his mama's house that has a room that is dedicated to her baby, who is now a cigar entrepreneur. Mike Tannenbaum was on ESPN this morning. And I think he hasn't been on. I don't know. Maybe he has been on. I haven't seen him in a bit. He was wide open this morning on the AFC North. He said that he thought Baker Mayfield, too short, too slow to win a championship with. If Cleveland was to give him a long-term deal, they'd be binding themselves with mediocrity. That was his actual words. And we're seeing, the Cleveland Browns play their absolute best football they've played in 25, 50, 60, 70 years. At the end of the season, they beat the Steelers in the playoffs with Baker. They get OBJ back. You said earlier that you think it's a 3-horse race, obviously, in the AFC North. I don't know how everybody else views it. I see it the same way. If the Bengals build an indoor facility, maybe. They have made some off-season moves. Yeah. But with Baker Mayfield and the Browns, do you think Baker's their quarterback 3 years from now, 4 years from now? What are your thoughts?
Hell yeah.
Me too.
Hold on. Hey, Hey, I'm on this P-Mac show. Y'all be quiet.
Hey, you guys can do whatever you want back there. If they're having a party, I don't want to stop that. I don't want to stop the party over there at the Taylors.
Nah, so Baker had 3 offensive coordinators in 4 years.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Freddie Kitchens is one of them too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So now he has, and we saw what he did last year. Now you give him a running game. He does have the best offensive line in my mind. He does have a lot of first-round draft picks on their defense. OBJ is coming back, and they're probably the deepest at the tight end position. And you got a coach who can actually coach now that you respect and that you like. You can just tell by how they playing as a team. Yeah, I like Baker Mayfield. What Mike is talking about, I don't know what juice he was drinking this morning, but he need to get off that juice because he should have been drinking my juice, which is beet juice, every morning. Yeah, and it clears your mind up and makes you tell the truth.
Smoker, one of a kind too. He also said Ben Roethlisberger is going to get replaced halfway through the season. He's going to get benched halfway through the season. I mean, he came out. I mean, it's almost like something happened. He's like, I'm going to bury fucking everybody. Yeah. It was fantastic to watch, but I think he's going to have to answer for a lot of this around the football community. Go ahead, Ty.
Like, one of the last times you were on here, you were talking about your son waking up every morning and working out and kind of being committed to, wanting to be great. With the new name, image, likeness thing in the NCAA, have you thought about, one of a kind, maybe sponsoring him? Are you maybe going to move into like an agent role to find him what's going on, or are you just going to have him focus on the football?
Man, right now I'm just letting him focus on football. I'll take care of that. I got a nephew, Bishop Thomas, who just signed with the Florida State Seminoles. He plays D tackle. This is going to be his senior year. So we all into that right now. And what Bishop likes to do is he likes to skateboard. So to see a 6'2", 301-pound guy who can do a backflip, front flip, skateboard, and is a certified lifeguard, it's pretty damn impressive. if you know what I'm saying.
Can he do a kickflip? He can do a kickflip? Tony Hawk, give him a free skateboard right now. Tony Hawk's seen him on the street. He say, do a kickflip. He give him a skateboard. He's 6'2", 300. You said D tackle?
D tackle, yeah.
Doing backflips and kickflips?
Man, this dude. If you look at my Instagram, he's jumping a vertical like with resistant bands. So they are on the platform on the Vertimax. And I know you know what the Vertimax is, P-Mac. So on the Vertimax with the strap lined up on the ankles, and they're jumping 35 inches with resistance.
Where is he from? Where is?
From New Orleans. From New Orleans.
What the fuck are you guys drinking down there? This can't. I mean.
From New Orleans.
How did he get into skateboarding? Is that just because that doesn't seem like something a D tackle would just automatically fall into? Is skateboarding the body alone?
Actually, he's seen Uncle Ike do it, and everybody else do it.
You a skater?
Yeah, 100%. 100%, bro. I get in my zone and I get to skating.
Like Tony Hawk and everything? Is that right?
Nah, Tony Hawk be 60, 70 feet up in there. I'm just going like 1 or 2.
Yeah. You're more freestyle. Yeah, you're a street skater. Yeah, that's smart. You're not getting. Have you been in the old pipe and everything like that?
And don't want to. I play it on the game. I play the Tony Hawk.
Oh, okay. So the answer is no. You have not dropped in. Respect. What do you have, Nick?
Ike, for years, watched you shut down Chad on the field. Now he's stepping in the ring. Any chance we get to see you and Sweet Feet Johnson in the ring, you and Ocho?
Man, it's crazy. Somebody just
I got hands
one of these promoters just asked me. He was like, bro, because Riddick Bowe about to do something in Miami too, so he wants me to get on the undercard for Riddick Bowe. So I told him I'd think about it. But yeah, man, I definitely got hands. Definitely got hands. And this coming from him, and he's coming from dudes in the gym like, bro, you really can fight. So why you just don't get on the undercard? And I'm like, well, I'm just not feeling it right now. But yeah, when the football season started, my son and them, and they get into their routine. If it's something I want to do, yeah, I get on that Riddick Bowe undercard. I think it's in October. Did you just break news that Riddick Bowe's fighting in Miami in October? I think we just put it on the ticker.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, congrats to Miami to the big time fight. Hopefully Ike Taylor will be on the undercard. You've been boxing. Is that one of your trainings? Because I know there's some guys in the league that have been doing that for a long time.
Yeah, the past 6 years, bro. Honestly, 7. Like this is what I've really been doing. So this ain't no getting on the undercard and say this is something I want to do. Like I actually be going into gyms and not be sparring people. So
hey, that's what you don't know about people. Hey, you don't know that about people. These people that are signing up for these things, like, I think Jake Paul legitimately has been training every day for like 3 years for this.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, he's doing this. I'm just going to go out there. There's a lot that is learned in those gyms. There's a lot. You got to learn how to get punched. I think that's a pretty big part of it. You got to learn not to flinch in that whole thing. And if you've been doing it for 7 years, I mean, obviously you're way ahead of everybody else that you could potentially fall into a fight with here in October. I assume you beat the fuck out of somebody, which would be good for the NFL. But there's some people that are signing up for these fights, and you have no clue what people are doing that they're not talking about. No. You accidentally get caught. This is like when you used to have a friend that knew karate, and you'd go out. It's like, hey, I got a guy who knows karate. Yeah, I'm okay. We can be okay here. Then UFC started in karate, by the way. Bottom of the fucking barrel when it came to all that. You run into one of these jiu-jitsu motherfuckers at the bar. You accidentally bump into them. Before you even get a bottle to your mouth, they broke both of your arms. Yeah. You have no idea what you were getting into. I like that you've been training for like 7 years. You're just going to pop in there because I think that's the way to do it. You got to respect
the sport.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what I think people kind of disregard. And that's anything. Just this what you're doing on your show. Like what you're doing on your show, if you have somebody to do it, they couldn't last for 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't respecting what you're doing. You know, you've been doing this for a long time and you didn't put a lot into it.
Thank you.
Same thing with anything else. Like with boxing, man, jiu-jitsu, karate, and even Muay Thai. Like I want to do Muay Thai for at least 2 months just to see because it's like the total body combat sport. So that's just something I just want to get into.
Who's signing up? Hey, who's going to sign up to fight you?
Respect the sport.
Who's going to sign up to fight you? Is it going to be like an influencer? Or are they talking about a boxer like Ocho had? Or
I have no idea, and really, I don't give a. I really don't care. Like,
how much you weigh?
I really don't care.
How much you weigh?
Put in front of me. I don't care.
What's your weight?
I'm 181 right now.
What are is there
the classes?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's classes. It's weight level. So they'll probably come up with a weight. Well, both of us got to hit when it come down to it. But really, man, I just like me over everybody. So I really like
me too.
I'll fuck a dude up, man.
Hey, well, I'm proud of you. Hey, I can't wait to watch it. Woo. We'd like to get on your trunks. We want to get the Pat McAfee Show on the trunks whenever you just start doing that type of business. We would like to do that. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Ike, pretty big conversation on the internet these past couple of days is this Ed Reed versus Troy Polamalu. I won't say, like, which one do you think because it's kind of obvious, but are those the two guys for, like, D-backs? Like, if people are growing up, those are the tape that they're watching, Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu?
Safeties, right?
Yeah.
There's two different styles. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at two different styles of safeties. You know, you got a guy who just sat back and picked everything off, who was very instinctive when it came down to being in that back free safety. Then you got a guy who was very instinctive around the line of scrimmage. You know, he made some plays when he needed to on the back end. I'm talking about Troy Polamalu, but you can't name a better safety that was that much instinctive around that line of scrimmage, you know? So it's two different kind of styles, two different kind of safeties. You know, I just so happen to witness both at the same time.
Because Troy was talking to Jesus alongside you on the field, and then Ed was obviously in Baltimore at the same time. You were in the AFC North for a long time. That now, I might sound football illiterate here, but free safety, strong safety, right? Those are two different positions. Is it fair at all, you think, for them to be asking if? Because it's kind of like a point guard, shooting guard almost being compared, right? Isn't this kind of like so the internet is not really having the proper debate, we don't think, right?
So you look at a free safety as being a bigger cornerback that likes to hit and can cover more ground. Look at a strong safety as being an extra linebacker in the box.
Who can fly around. Troy was in the box. He was stuffing the run, jumping over people, dropping back into coverage whenever he damn well pleased, and on field goal blocks every once in a while, going to the short side of the field for no reason at all.
Oh, you know something about that, huh?
Defying all football rules, okay? For the guy who's the greatest strong safety of all time, defying all football rules and going to the short side instead of the field side on a very short field goal. Of course.
Interesting.
Hey, you had a front row seat for that one, right?
Yeah, real. It's a little bit too close. Yeah. Oh, my.
Hey, listen.
What is that guy?
When you saw Troy shift to the short side of the field, what was your thought?
What the fuck, man? What is he doing? Because I grew up in Pittsburgh, right? So, I grew up in Pittsburgh. So the Polamalu thing, he was at the end of his career whenever this whole thing happened. So I feel like I knew what this thing was. And when that hair just kind of bounced, I mean, where the fuck is he going? You see where he's supposed to be. You literally see where he is supposed to be on the other side of the field right there. It is wide open where he is supposed to be. And then right before, just...
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm going to go over here.
Right the fuck over here. And then that little hair bounces over there. I mean, it was just a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. And you told me, he probably had Jesus tell him it was going to happen. He answered Samuel Brown, I believe, on YouTube, and he said that when I jogged on the field, he said my aura seemed to be a little bit too much, and the air was blowing a certain way, and he was like, it seems like this guy's a little bit too excited. Let me go ruin his life. And that's what Troy did for his entire career. But Ed Reed also a monster on special teams. You're talking about two incredible. Do they get along? They know each other well, Ed and Troy?
Oh, no. Oh man, you talking about a respect level. It ain't nothing but respect. There's, even though we hated Baltimore when we played them, but when you saw greatness, you just respected it. And Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, all them boys, it just was a respect level. Like, man, sooner or later y'all boys gonna be in the Hall of Fame. So that's all it was. Like, we was raised to hate them when you're a Pittsburgh Steeler, and still do. But far from a player to a player, there is nothing but respect.
Yeah, when they retire, you can admit that they're incredible. There's a whole new generation, though, and I like that we kind of got to this right now because the offensive line masterminds is happening. Tight end U just happened. Pass rusher academy happens. I think there's quarterback summits that are happening. All these positions are just coming together, the best of the best. I like it because iron sharpens iron. But back in the day, I remember when teams hated the other player. Like, I remember back whenever that was something, and it wasn't that long ago. It seems like it's entirely different now. Would you have liked the fact that there's a lot of camaraderie between teams whenever you were back with the Steelers, or is that the team you think that Steelers teams are James and Clay? I mean, everybody, there's a Ryan Clay that was on that team. Were you guys going to be friendly with anybody, you think, if that was how the times are? It's just very different now. It's very, very different now.
No, we didn't mind it, but it definitely was going to be a fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it probably would have did us no justice because we probably would have fought every day. The guys who was drafting, the guys we had on the team, the resumes that we had off the field, all we wanted to do was fight. Because we wound up just fighting each other. Now, we wound up shaking hands after, but we still got into the locker room, made a circle, and fought each other. So we wouldn't have got nothing done. Teams would have came in from elsewhere, and there wouldn't have been no kind of practice, no time.
It's a very different era now. Everybody gets along. I like that you.
I like it though. You're right, P Mac. I do. I like the new era where everybody get along. It's
different.
It's just I feel like you're trying to manipulate me on being something I'm really not. Like, for this game of football, I really don't want to be your friend at all.
Yeah,
I want you to hate me and your whole family to hate me on what I'm about to do to you.
And that's why you're going to be great in October at that Riddick Bowe fight. Card. Ladies and gentlemen, two-time Super Bowl champion, calling from North Carolina, founder of one-of-a-kind cigars that are medium and delicious. Check out with him in Cigar Convention in Vegas this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, Ike Taylor. Thank you, Ike. That team, though, that he's talking about, that I was like in high school watching and then through college or whatever in Pittsburgh, the whole era now of everybody working with each other and everything like that, it is cool to watch because there are things that you can only learn from others that are at your level. You know, and he might not, your coach can be as great as he could possibly be, but if he wasn't running the same routes against corners that you are in the moment, in the like, it's hard to get, you know, like that's the Aaron and Tom stuff that we'll talk about next hour. As more stuff rolls out, it's kind of cool to chat about that. But back in the day, it was not like that at all. It was like, I don't want that dude to be good at football at all. Fuck that guy. You know, I don't care about your family. Get cut, get hurt, do whatever. That's what it was. Now it's much different. I think it's good for the game. I think it'll make everybody better. But it is very different than what it used to be.
Fans, too, like you said, I feel like 5-10 years ago, fans were pissed if their teams were swapping jerseys or, exchanging pleasantries with the other team. It's like, hey, you should hate that guy.
Yeah, and I still have a problem if after a team loses, a player is laughing out there with another person. And that might just be because of, I feel, I don't want to say like I'm old school, but like when I came into the league, and with the way I would, if I hit a bad ball, I felt terrible because my job and role was so small. I think when there is a potential optic situation where even though you haven't seen somebody for maybe a year or two, and your only time to talk to them is after the game, and something funny happens and you laugh, I do think there is an optics thing like, hey, this guy doesn't seem like he's pissed off at all that we just lost. So I don't know, it's a fine balance. I like the way the world is going. Everybody gets along, but it didn't always be like that. We're back in 6 minutes. We'll see you then. Let me tell you a little story about these statistics. Troy Polamalu, okay? Fucking Troy Polamalu. So we had a fake for the Pittsburgh Steelers that was a 100%er. We didn't even have a cancel the goddamn play because it was a 100%er. If we ever end up in this situation, inside the 7-yard line on the left hash, it is a 100%er that the C gap will be wide open and we will just part the C to the left. It'll be a touchdown. 100%er. We're playing in Pittsburgh, the city I grew up in. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I won the punt, pass, and kick national championship, AJ. National championship, AJ.
Congrats.
AJ, did you ever win the national championship, punt, pass, and kick?
I think I got 3rd or 4th out of 4 at the Nationals.
I'm proud of you, man. Anyways, so we're there in that stadium, okay? A lot of McAfee's in there. A lot of McAfee's in Pittsburgh. I'm going to score my first fucking touchdown, night game, Sunday Night Football, I believe it was, right here, touchdown. We get into that situation, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is really going to happen. We're like on the 6, on the left hash. It's 4th and goal now. Field goal team's jogging on. I'm like, well, fuck, it's about to, I'm ready. I am ready for this to happen. So I get out there. I get down. Vinny's like happy for me. Vinny's like very excited. He's like, let's fucking go. Like Vinny's excited for me at this moment. I'm like, here we go. So I make the call. I forget what it was. So I start saying it, right? And everybody's looking at me like, okay, bright eyes. Here we go. Let's get after it. Offensive linemen are dead ass tired. They do not want to be in the middle of a field goal anyways. So they're just like, all right, I don't give a fuck if you die here, but this should work. Let's get some points. And all of a sudden, I go through my cadence, I call it, I get down, and Troy Polamalu's fucking ass goes ahead for however long his career was at this point. I think it was like 9 years or 8 years at this point. Not a once has he ever gone to this side of the field over here to the left and stood right in the C gap. Never. He lined up exactly where he had lined in film 100% of the time. And then as soon as I got to like the second cadence right before set, he just bounced his little ass right over to the C gap. And I like stopped everything I was doing and I literally just looked at him. And I gave him like a, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, why are you there right now? And then I stood up and said, we are kicking it. We have to kick it. We are kicking this. And then I get down, and Vinatieri kicks it, and I jog off the field, and Chuck Pagano comes running up next to me. He's like, hey, good job. What you see? I said, what did I see? Polamalu just fucking went right into the goddamn C gap. What did I see? What did I see? And he goes, okay, sounds good. Good call then. Good call then. And then Vinatieri's like, hey, way to go, buddy. I'm like, way to go? Are we not going to talk about how big of a fucking asshole Troy Polamalu is for what just happened right there? So that's.
I saw the angel of death waiting for me in the C gap.
It's unbelievable. What, you thought I was going to run him over? No way. He's probably going to strip me and score a touchdown the other fucking. That's Polamalu, bro. That ain't just your backyard football with your son. These are professional fucking athletes. He'd probably jump over the lineman, pick me up, and run me into the other fucking end zone if he wanted to. That's what he would have done.
The hard-hitting safety of his generation, too. I mean, Ed Reed, great cover safety. I don't know that you would have feared him, but You would
Ed
not have
Reed, I
survived
would
him.
have feared Ed Reed. Yeah, if I saw Ed Reed in that C gap, absolutely. E.D. Reed, boy, the best safety you ever seen, boy. I ain't doing shit to Ed Reed.
No. Ed Reed would have made the tackle. I'm saying that Polamalu would have shaved years off your life.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Cousins crushing it. Okay. Okay. Oh my God! Best sign spinner in the world! At least now he says, that was unbelievable. Bro, yeah. Thank you for what you just did right there. What's your name?
Mike.
Mike, where you from?
Right here in Los Angeles.
That was fucking awesome to watch. Good luck out there. They should be paying you more.
Tune in for the World Sign Spinning Championship in Vegas.
There's a World Sign Spinning Championship?
In Vegas.
Are you like a national, are you a champion?
I rank.
You rank? What do you rank?
I got 8th in the 2013 Olympics.
What do we have to do to get better? How do we get to first place? What's the new move? What's the new move? Maybe light it on fire.
Yeah, well, the newest move I have is this one.
Oh! Least now! Oh my God! If I was getting to the end with the kickflip, I don't know how you're 8th in the world. You should be number 1. And if I was leasing a place, I'm fucking coming here.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. Hour 2 on this incredible Thursday, July 8th, 2021. Will begin immediately following this beat drop from Twine. It's big. Woo! We got big news.
Yeah.
The Hammer Down Boys are in studio in this Sunday at
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Not standard time, daylight time, because
Okay.
we are in the spring or the summer. Once we roll to fall and winter, it'll move to standard time. But at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time this Sunday, the championships of the Europes are taking place. In the two teams that'll be battling it out for supremacy over the continent of Europe to hopefully get a chance to play against the CONCACAF champions, the United States of America.
Hell yeah.
It'll be the Boot, Italy, taking on the motherland, Queen England, on Sunday. Gumpy, big win yesterday. Congratulations.
Congrats, Paul.
It was a terrible game. It was a boring game. There wasn't a lot of opportunities. It was
brutal.
tough to watch. It did not end in regulation, but I'll tell you what. That laser pointer right in the eye of that goalie during that PK, so Harry Kane could bat it off his chest, bounce back, and bury one to put the Brits up 2-1 against an exhausted Dane squad, only to pass the ball around for how long?
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes long without the Danes touching it to run out the clock and beautiful 4-minute offense. Let's keep the ball. Let's run the ball, stay in bounds, get down. All right? That is what they were doing to kind of drain that 190-minute game yesterday that we sat through every single minute, both live and on delay in the studio as a watch-along. Gumpy, how are you feeling? You're one game away from an actual championship coming back to the team in country that you have paid taxes to your entire life up there in Canada. It might be coming home, Gump.
This is it. This is how it has to end. It has to be Italy. Italy's had England's number forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, makes sense.
This is it.
So you're saying when you saw that the Italian, our Super Boost did hit, by the way.
Yeah, there we go.
Actually, 2 Super Boosts hit yesterday, even though those never hit, I've been told.
What do you mean?
I just hear all the time that Super Boosts never
You're in
hit.
bed with FanDuel.
Oh, yeah, 2 Super Boosts hit
2
yesterday.
hit
Yeah,
yesterday.
Harry Kane. Harry Kane scoring, which he
Glory.
did in extra
Glory.
time. They almost didn't. We bitched about it live, and they noticed. I think they didn't even see it, by the way. They were like, no, we got a glitch. They fixed it. Yeah, 2 Super Boosts hit on one particular Wednesday. Shout out to Hammer Dahn getting it done.
Let's go, boys.
Now, Diggs.
Yeah.
You bet against Italy the first game of this tournament. We will not forget about it, by the way. We are not a show that's just going to act like that didn't happen just for the sake of ratings and numbers because we happen to have an Italian.
You're welcome.
A very Italian-looking Italian. An Italian with a name that is maybe more Italian than Italy itself. Anthony DeGilio is here. DeGilio.
Thank you,
DeGilio is here.
Soft G.
You did bet against Italy early, which might have been the most Italian thing you've ever done because you said, my heart and blood are with Italy, but I think in this particular game, we're going to start a little cold.
You know.
And bet the other way, so the Italians are on your side, but you knew nothing. You've always been have you been a soccer guy your whole life here, fan? Or is this a big deal for the Italian? Nick, is this a big deal for you guys or just strictly betting-wise?
Mostly betting-wise.
Tone, Diggs, is this just betting or?
Unlike Nick, you know that I did play a lot of soccer growing up.
A lot.
So then a lot of FIFA playing. It just all translate into, and then there's the love for the country.
Yeah.
Which has been for years and years and years when they have been dominating lower countries, lower class countries like England and so forth, such and so on and so forth. I mean, it's just really.
You got your horn on?
Right here, brother.
There it is.
Wow, that's a real horn.
You got any horns? You got any
Always
horns?
got the horn on.
Oh, you got chain. You got.
Is that English gold you're wearing?
Yeah.
Nah, because it's 24 karat Italian gold.
Hey, I'm pumped for Sunday.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
What do you guys? Are we boosting something? The over or the under is what we boost, right? That's the right boost.
I have a thought here. Over 1.5 goals is minus 200. If we could get that to something decent, would be the best.
I'm not betting.
But these games always end 1-0.
Yeah, what are the odds
Don't listen.
I am not texting anybody about that.
Boost
No
the overtime.
way.
This is destined for kicks.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Overtime.
1-1 and penalty kicks.
Okay, so we'll say to go to overtime.
Yes.
For the draw. For the 90-minute draw. Hey, listen, hey, Gumpy, listen. You too, Diggs, because I know FIFA and you watch a lot of soccer, and you actually have a team over there you pull for and have worn their jersey before. I mean, this is not a fugazi.
Go Spurs.
Gumpy has loved soccer his entire life. He's the greatest soccer handicapper on earth. But we, the people who have not watched a lot of soccer, have been forced to watch a lot of soccer here. We've done our own research, pal. Let me tell you what. It's fucking going to extra time.
That's right.
They're not scoring. There's no way the over's hitting. It's going to extra time.
Not a chance.
Boost it.
Maybe we'll boost both of them.
Yeah, because both semifinals, it was 1-1, went to extra time, right?
Well, every game actually before the semifinal as well.
0-0.
Yeah, extra time.
1-1.
France, Switzerland was 3-3, absolute bang.
That's
there.
revisionist history.
Hey, that's one game. There's been 75 fucking games.
Yeah,
Still
there's been
extra
a lot
time.
of them.
Can we go through all the round robin games, or are we going to go through all 0-0? The ones that are on TV? 0-0, 1-1, 0-0, 1-1, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. That's what it felt like it was for a long time. It's not our fault. Copa.
Yeah,
the
you watched
Copa
Copa.
Cup
Oh, wow.
came on. Those guys are attacking.
Argentina won 7-1 last time.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we're here for.
Yeah.
Copa's trying to steal our hearts. I want to let you
They
know.
really are.
Right in front of Europe's faces. But you guys have Italy, England is, the Hammer Down show, you guys struck some gold here, huh?
It's King of the Kings.
Yeah, this is good news for you guys.
I mean, it's different for them too, especially because you guys both have horses in the race. But if you had to pick, would you rather watch Argentina, Brazil, or Italy, England?
Oh, okay. So with my experience of watching all these teams play, in the very recent memory here,
Of course.
Yeah.
you have to immediately go like, is Neymar playing down there? Oh, he is.
He is.
Is he like megging 4 people and doing Maradonas all over the place? And then they have an entire team, including the goalie who can slice and dice every single player on every team that's playing in the Euros. They do. Is Leo Messi the guy who got paid $674 million to play soccer for 4 years? And is he playing in that game? And is there a goalie that during penalties in his last game, named Martinez, was looking at the other team in an empty stadium so we could hear everything he was saying. It did have to get translated for us to fully comprehend what he was saying. Thought he was maybe praying to the Lords. No. He was just openly belittling the penalty kick takers. Now, in the Euros, you got laser pointers from the crowd, and you got a little bit of that. I think the Copa Cup has a lot more desirable things to watch whenever it comes to it, but it is Italy, England. I think that is what they're going to say.
Both matchups are as good as you could have gone.
This is dream, right?
Interesting enough, Brazil's 3 in the world, England's 4 in the world, and then Italy's 7, Argentina's 8 in the world. So those are pretty good matchups.
Oh.
The soccer gods are on our side this year.
How about this? How's soccer working out?
Let's go!
We celebrated a lot of things today. The NHL had a Stanley Cup. Congrats.
Yeah. Go Boats.
Baseball's got the home run derby and Shohei Ohtani coming out.
Go baseball.
Let's talk about baseball because Joe Pompliano, okay? I grew up Joe Nardo. All right? He was an Italian Joe in Pittsburgh.
The weatherman, right?
Bingo.
Yeah.
Joe, you didn't go outside unless Joe told you what to wear. All right? That's just how it was. Nothing was real unless Joe Nardo said it.
Joe said it would.
Bingo. There it is.
The hashtag?
There was no hashtag at this time. It was just Joe said it would.
Oh, that's a different.
So it got ruined when that happened.
Yeah.
So we try to keep that away from Joe DiNardo's existence because Joe DiNardo, another Italian Joe, does not deserve what happened with another Italian Joe in Pennsylvania with
Nebraska.
Bingo, that whole thing. But Joe said it would was like when you go outside and you packed an umbrella maybe or something like that, it started raining, you're standing next to your little Yinzer friend, hey, Joe said it would. Joe DiNardo was maybe the greatest meteorologist weatherman in the history, okay? There's another Italian Joe that seems to be great on the internet that we have started to follow lately, who has information that we would not normally seek, gather, or care about, but the way he pieces it together, it is beautiful. Now, he does steal some shit directly from other people and not give them credit and goes into it a little bit deeper, but Joe Pompliano on Twitter has become a must follow if you're in the sports world for all the information he is. Once again, I must say, he is definitely ripping some other people's shit, and I don't know Joe personally. Joe, we are fans of your work. I think there is going to be some complaints from people if you continue to do what you're doing, I think, at the level that you're doing it, because it is so awesome, and anytime you get to that, you're going to hear some stuff. But the way he lays some things out are astounding. He's got good stats. It's almost what Ravel was, or what could have been, maybe. It may be what Ravel was at a level there. I don't know what he is now. He's kind of fallen out of my timeline or whatever. Joe Pompliano has kind of taken over that realm in the sports world. He had a fascinating tweet about the amount of endorsement money that is made by baseball players. This sport stinks. This sport stinks. Nobody watches this sport. Joe Pompliano, all right? Italian Joe. Shohei Ohtani now leads all MLB players with an endorsement portfolio with $6 million annually. $6 million, a lot of money. I am not mocking $6 million a year. That is so much money. If you would have told me as a child that $6 million was something that I would get paid in 1 year, I would have been ecstatic, over the moon, would have been pumped. It is a lot of money. But when you look at these baseball endorsement numbers that Joe Pompliano, hat tip to Justin Burney. Okay,
there we go.
Okay, so hey, Joe.
Smart.
Joe. I take back everything I said, Joe. I take back everything I said. There's a couple fighting announcements that, Helwani potentially had, and then it was so I had to stick up for a guy I don't really like in Helwani because I don't want Joe, our guy, getting taken down, which will happen on the internet, by the way. Joe, you're doing great work, but let's keep it going. But compared to other leagues, professional leagues, I mean, Web Apps America isn't even a real company, we don't think. Never heard of it. They just paid a Tennessee State basketball player $2 million in 1 year. Masterpiece kid. He's obviously a stud. But $6 million being the top of the endorsement portfolio of the MLB, which is what Joe Pompliano, Joe is saying it is. Bryce Harper, isn't he like Under Armour's main guy? Yeah. I feel like I saw the hair flip with Under Armour. I have not seen him play baseball since the Home Run Derby in Philly, I think, or Washington when he won it, whatever it was. He was Chris Bryant. Doesn't he have a deal also, I think, with, I forget who it is, somebody. Mike Trout. This is the best player of all time in everybody's eyes. $3 million, though, he's making endorsement-wise. Cody Bellinger, 2.5. Now, I know the MLB pays a lot of money. These guys make more money than any of the other leagues. So let's not Well, I guess not at this point, because what Patrick Mahomes is starting to get signed and what guys are starting to sign in the NFL and the NBA, how much they make, you get it. But the MLB pays ridiculous amounts of money to their players. 100 and whatever games are on the road all year round. $6 million doesn't seem like a lot whenever you start comparing to other leagues with hundreds of millions and even billion-dollar deals for some of their athletes. This is even more so to the point, baseball fucking stinks. Is that what everybody's saying? They don't move the needle, they don't move any product? And is that accurate, you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I was shocked and didn't really understand this because like you said about Harper, I mean, like his contract is for like $330 million, but I'd have tough, I mean, he wears Under Armour batting gloves, cleats, like the sleeves, headbands. Like, I don't think you're selling yourself out like that if he's only making, $2 million from it, because there's obviously other endorsements. Like Ohtani is arguably in sports right now. He might be like the hottest international, you know what I mean? Like what he would get from companies in Japan especially and here now.
Harry Kane probably pretty. It's Shohei's in there though.
Yeah.
Harry Kane probably right now.
Glory.
Hey, he might be coming home, huh?
Harry.
Messi, probably.
Messi, always.
Yeah.
Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo.
For
Shohei Ohtani, though, that name is...
I mean...
household at this point.
Has to be. Do people care about baseball in Europe? No.
In Japan and in Asia, they really do, though.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't. Is baseball a world thing? Is that why the endorsement?
No, I think they probably play more cricket.
They did go to London, though. Like Yankees, Red Sox went to London.
Central America, too.
Trying to grow it.
Crushes
huge.
Central America and South America.
We have Jet Passan joining us in like 9-8 minutes. We're trying to call him early to see if he'll answer. I'm not 100% sure if he's ready or not because we are talking. Yeah, tell him to take his time. He's not supposed to be on until 1:25, but since we're in this call, I literally just gave an audible to Zito to call the Jet.
Gas up the Jet.
He answers here. This is awesome. Hey, joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, MLB insider at ESPN, guy who has written books, I think The Arm or something like that, incredible author. Every time he comes on, he makes baseball interesting somehow and gives us all the information we need to know. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Passan. Jet, before we appreciate you. Slam Diego shirt. The people in San Diego are going to absolutely love that. Fernando Tatis, huh? Hey, he's really changing baseball. Now, before we get to everything that is happening in the baseball world, I want to wrap up this conversation about Joe Pompliano's tweet here. Shohei Ohtani is $6 million annual endorsement amount, is the highest in the endorsement portfolio in the MLB. There's no way this is accurate. He got this from @JustBernie, Joe Pompliano. Is this real? And does this make you realize that baseball stinks? If $6 million is a lot of money, but compared to other sports, this is nowhere near, right? Why is that, Jet? And is this accurate?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen plenty of numbers out there when it comes to what Major League Baseball players are making, and I think they just do a good job of hiding things. So, no, I don't see that as being right. But still, like the fact that it's not, 20, 30, 40. I understand they don't have sneakers. I understand that it's not the NFL. It's got to be bigger than that, though.
Yeah, I think so too, especially with Shohei's name. Now, he'll probably continue to rake in money. He just got to that. Mm-hmm. He's a relatively new person. Bryce Harper, Under Armour, I think, had a hell of a run. They have to be this is allegedly from Forbes, I just learned. So just burning.
Yeah, the fact that Tatis is not on that list makes me think that list is just wrong.
Okay, so put it on the ticker. Jet Passan says Forbes magazine's endorsement list is absolute fugazi.
Yeah,
don't listen to it. And Jet, every time we can't thank you enough for joining us, by the way.
Thank you, Jet.
Baseball's got a massive week coming up. Home Run Derby on Monday. Shohei's in that thing. It's going to be in Denver. The Passan Mobile is going to be in Denver covering that. Are we excited? What's baseball got going on right now? All roads lead to the All-Star game here. Is that what we're pushing? That's what we're promoting right now?
Hold on, we need to know, is there going to be a Pat McAfee appearance at the Derby?
Okay, well, I mean, we're Storm. Hey, this Storm.
Man, it's really...
if it clears out, I'll be out there, because Denver, too. Every time you land in Denver coming into those Rockies, it's a rocky land.
It is.
And with this storm, you need to watch yourself. With this storm we got on, I think so, maybe. There might be a chance, yeah. Huh?
It's got to happen, Pat. It's got to happen.
It's going to be electrifying.
Baseball needs you.
No.
Baseball needs you, Pat McAfee. They need the electricity. They need the hype. They need the swing.
Are you going? You're still going? They didn't cut you from the broadcast?
Yeah, Yeah, I got the draft on Sunday. We got the Derby on Monday. We got the All-Star game on Tuesday. It's a big weekend.
Here we go.
Come on,
All right, what are
Jet.
some names we should, aside from Shohei, he's going to win the home run derby, obviously, and everything like that, going into the All-Star game. Does this All-Star game still matter for the World Series for who gets home? Didn't that happen at one point?
Yeah,
or is this just a showcase of the best players?
It should be a showcase of the best players. Unfortunately, the best players aren't all going to be there. Like Jacob deGrom's having an incredible season, would have started for the National League, pulled out of the All-Star game. Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve, dynamic up-the-middle combo for the Houston Astros, pulled out of the All-Star game.
What's going on?
So it's a long season. They don't get paid anything substantive extra to be there. And if you're doing something like abiding by the COVID protocols that baseball has when the rest of the country is wide open right now, and you can get 4 days off, 4 days to rest your body, 4 days to spend with your family, 4 days to clear your mind, I think guys are going to take advantage of that. But there are some guys, there's one guy out there, I'm not going to name him, but there's one guy out there I know about who is a fairly perennial all-star who loves nothing more than going to All-Star Weekend and getting completely shit-faced.
Okay.
He loves the All-Star game because it allows him to go and drink excessively without a game the next day. Yeah. And he is looking forward to the All-Star game this year in order to do that.
Well, that's what the Pro Bowl kind of became as well. So the Pro Bowl, I've been voted a couple times, obviously.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I only want.
Come on, boys.
A couple times I was screwed, to be honest, but I mean, there was a couple times I did give it. But you can't put over that honor because if you do, then when you don't get voted in, you have to take home. So I don't ride the ebbs and flows of all those awards. I just kind of keep it steady. As long as my peers appreciate what I'm doing, I'm good. But going to the Pro Bowl that first time, after hearing like Tom Brady opts out, a lot of big time players opt out of the Pro Bowl, and I'm always like, why are they doing this? The first one I went to was the first one that wasn't in Hawaii. Okay, awesome. It was in the middle. It was in Phoenix, Arizona. Practice was an hour and a half in there. They had all this stuff going on. It was such a to-do. It was very cool. It was very, very cool for me to be there. But I realized why some people who are voted every year potentially don't want to go back every year. And then there's some people that get voted every single year, and they're only there for the bar after everything to kind of catch up with everybody. It's really their only time. It's a hell of a party for like the greats of the greats. The home run derby, though, is going to steal the show, right? Every single year. I don't think anybody even knows that the All-Star game's happening. That home run derby is going to be everything. And is Shohei going to hit 100 bombs in one night? Is that going to happen?
Here's the thing. In a normal year, I actually agree with you. The derby is like the highlight, the moment that everyone looks at. This year, though, Shohei Ohtani is going to be pitching and hitting in the actual All-Star game after he's competed in the home run derby. So there's a chance, Pat, that within a 24-hour span, we could see Shohei Ohtani win the home run derby, start the All-Star game as pitcher, and lead off for the American League. Now, I'm not sure if Kevin Cash, the manager, is going to put him in that starting spot, but if you really look at it, if you want to get Ohtani into the game as easily as possible, you start him. It's not like the best pitchers are starting every year. It's not like the best players at the position start. No, it's the guys who get voted in by the fans. And if the fans had a vote right now, who do you think they would start for the American League on the mound?
Shohei Ohtani. Before Ty gets a real baseball question in or two, and there's a couple others that have it around the room that I don't really, who gives it? Shohei, at the beginning, you're the one who's supposed to tell me what I'm supposed to like and ask anyway, so I'm actually pretty pumped for the questions to kind of get a chance to listen to the Jets speak. But Shohei Ohtani has already has the most home runs, right, for a Japanese player in the MLB in one season. He already has that before the All-Star break has even happened yet. He's potentially going to hit, 65, 70 homers this year? And at the beginning of this...
That's a little high.
Okay.
It's hard to keep up this pace for a season, man. Like, I understand.
This is what you guys have been saying since the beginning of the year with this guy. You Ty, all my baseball people, I'm ready to go. Hey, I got a guy who's the greatest baseball player of all time right here in Shohei. I can speak 3 words in his language. We could potentially have a conversation here. Then I get Ty going, this ain't gonna last. I get you going, no, this ain't gonna happen. And I said, has anybody done this before? You guys say Babe Ruth. And I'm like, fucking, we got the next Babe Ruth?
Let's go.
How come we aren't celebrating? And everybody said, there's no way it lasts. There's no way this lasts. There's no way this lasts. Now you're saying,
lasting.
At the home run derby, though, he's hitting, 40 home runs, probably 45 home runs on Monday. Then he's pitching and hitting. Are the Angels just pissed? Because everybody's talking about him not being able to last. And then here we have, he has a full home run derby maximum effort, pitch and hit in one game that doesn't matter for the Angels. Do you think he's just Superman? Is he potentially just an anomaly that he potentially could just go on, like I've been saying since the beginning? Or is there an inevitable potential body crash that has to happen?
Okay, so we've been talking, I appreciate you've done here, because when you talk baseball, Pat, you've talked about Ohtani. We've done this all year long. We've talked about how good he is. We've comped him to other guys. The Babe Ruth comp is an understandable one, and it's a fair one. But I want to throw another one out there, because I feel like what Shohei Ohtani doing right now is about as close as you can get to being a two-sport athlete. Think about the things that he's doing at this point. Hitting and pitching are completely different sports. They happen to be in the same game. They happen to go up against one another. They happen to be in contrast. But the actual ability to go out there and do that, to throw a baseball using your shoulder, your elbow, the rest of your body to propel something forward, the ability to swing, to hit it, a moving object that's either moving straight and fast or curving or fading, all sorts of, they're 2 completely different skill sets. So to me, this isn't even Babe Ruth, who didn't do it at the level Ohtani's doing it right now. This is Bo Jackson.
Okay.
This is a guy who is essentially dominating 2 different sports. It just happens to be in the same one.
Jack, I like the promo you just cut for baseball as a whole you did there. I think a lot of people would say this is somebody who plays both ways, probably in football, or plays 2 different.
No, different than that.
Tackling is different than running and catching and
it might be the same game.
And wearing the same uniform. I mean, we could do the same thing you just did right there with tackling on defense and playing on the offense side of the ball. But once again, in my head, I couldn't just rattle through to find somebody that was at peak on both sides for.
That's because there's nobody we're talking like Chuck Bednarik. And he played like guard and linebacker. These aren't skill positions.
Hey, that's a good football pool by you. Go ahead, Todd.
Jet, I think I don't know if it was an ESPN article, but I read that there's a good chance the Yankees are going to be sellers at the All-Star break now. And do you see that actually happening? Are they going to be aggressive, or do they actually fucking stink this year? And is Garrett Cole ever going to be good again now that he can't use spider tack anymore?
Let's start with the latter one. I think Garrett Cole's going to be fine. Honestly, I
heard he stinks
for the Red Sox.
I heard he stinks because he doesn't have the spider tag.
The second part, Ty. Let me turn this on you. Who did the Yankees have to sell?
That's a good point.
Good question.
Sell Aroldis Chapman if he didn't suck for the last 2 weeks. You could sell
Luke
Aaron
Voigt.
Judge, but that would
stay
cause
away from
Yankees
Judge.
fans
Don't do
to go crazy. I mean, there's just not a whole lot going right now. Are you shoveling dirt on the grave, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, Jet, right now you're fucking burying the Yankees entirely. Right now.
They're still going to make the playoffs.
I'm not burying anyone. The Yankees have buried themselves by playing 500 baseball for the first half of the season with a $200 million payroll and a team that was supposed to go to the World Series.
Cashman and Boone gotta go, goddammit.
They've buried themselves by being the worst base running team in baseball, arguably. And they've buried themselves by being a one-dimensional offense and a starting pitching staff that has 1.5 guys, the other half of whom is on the injured list right now.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about burial, the Yankees have dug their own graves. I'm just dancing on it.
Wow. All right, Jet.
Yeah.
Let's go. a little fire to baseball. Home run derby's coming up. The draft's coming up. What is that, 700 rounds? You guys draft everybody that plays baseball in high school baseball right across the country. Isn't that what the draft is in MLB?
Yeah, it's like 20 rounds this year. So, it's they halved it. It's going to be back to 40 next year, I think.
That's crazy because I knew some people that got drafted to the MLB. Pat White was our quarterback. I think he got drafted 3 or 4 times. Like while he was in college,
and he was good too. Like he could play.
Yeah, he got drafted 4 times. Yeah, they or 3 times. I think they were betting that he wasn't going to make it in the NFL, so they were trying to draft his rights. They didn't know when he was going to want to do it. But towards the end there, I think he got drafted in like the 30th round. I'm like, that's bullshit that this team can pull the trigger on Pat White in the 70th round and get his rights or whatever. But that's how baseball is, right? Because it's a lot of projecting, and there's a lot of people that opt out and go do college and do other stuff. Is that why? They have to just cast a very wide net? Why is the draft so damn, big?
It's weird. It's weird because it's weird, especially now. It used to be that you could spend however much money you wanted on the draft, but these days, there's a limited pool of money that you're capable of spending on the draft. So guys, especially high school guys who don't go high in the draft, they're going to slip down, and teams can pick them hoping that they can spend enough money to get them out of their college commitment. But the reality is very few high school guys are going to make as much as they could coming out of high school as they can if they go and have a good college career, and you go and get an education, and you go get to party for a few years. Like going to college, unless you are here's the thing. If you're a pitcher, you should be much likelier to sign with an organization out of high school.
So you don't waste the arm.
Exactly. Because college coaches are incentivized to win games in order to keep their jobs. How do you win games? You win games by relying on your best pitchers. And how much are you going to rely on your best pitchers? How much are you going to look out for them? That's been a question that's been around forever, and something that there are a few college coaches out there who do it right now, but there are a few who don't.
Hey, there's some environments down there in the SEC, though, that I just got introduced to, I think.
It's awesome.
Oh, that college baseball down there is incredible.
Arkansas.
Mississippi State,
Arkansas,
Texas.
Arkansas, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, Florida. SEC is where it's at.
Yeah, it was awesome. I did not know it was that electrifying. I think
LSU.
Which one was the
Arkansas one was the walk-off.
That was the sound, right?
Yeah.
That was the first sound post-COVID. I think that was there was a big pop, and that was the first. Madison Square Garden had its run there with the New York Knicks, but then I think Arkansas had that walk-off home run, and that pop that came from that crowd was one of the first ones.
It's good to have fans back.
Bingo!
Right?
And then I put that out. I was like, oh my God, that sound of that pop is incredible. And then people started sending me videos from I think Mississippi State, everywhere around. And it was like, holy shit. I did not know college baseball was like that. But what I used to do at the Pirates games, these college kids probably do at these games, you just go get absolutely hammered. And for these schools, I assume they expect to win. For us, Pirates are going to lose. If they win, we're going to have a good time. If not, we're just going to, this is probably have Zambelli fireworks at the end. And Nick actually has a question for you about that, I think.
Jet, speaking of the draft and the Pirates, in that crook Bob Nutting, they have the first pick, I believe. Who are they going to pick? And doesn't matter at all.
We're trading out, aren't we? He's going to trade out for sure.
If they could, they probably would, but you can't trade draft picks in baseball.
This guy can't fuck over the Pirates. Let's go!
Here we go, new year!
Who do we got? Is there a big-time prospect coming out? Is there a guy that's a game changer? Somebody that's maybe going to play this year? Is there? Do we have anything like that?
This might be the worst year to have the number 1 overall pick. Because of course, because they're 5 guys. Now, Pat, here's the thing. This is interesting, and this is where strategy comes in. This is what the Pirates can do. When you have 5 guys, there's a high school shortstop, Marcelo Meyer, high school shortstop, Jordan Lawler, Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker were a couple of
Rocker, get us Rocker in the city.
Al Leiter's kid, give me him.
Yep, Al Leiter's kid, and a catcher named Henry Davis. Those are the presumable potential 5
Hank
top
Davis
guys.
would be a great Pirate. He's a catcher, you said?
He's the next Joe Marr.
Hey, no.
Next Jason Kendall.
Yeah. Hey, that pop time. Are you kidding me, dude? Is that what we're getting? Who do you think what's the strategy? What is the strategy?
The strategy is going to be, this would be I promise this is not a Pirates only thing. It sounds like something the Pirates would do. The strategy is going to be to find who's going to take the least money and sign as the number one pick. Because
they're going to do that.
Because you can go and take that money that you saved from that first guy and then buy a high school player who might go to college out of his commitment later in the draft, meaning you get 2 for 1.
Yeah, or you could take that money and build another ski lift.
They actually are doing that.
That'd be
cool. Upgrading the Seven Springs resort that they have up there in the mountains of Pennsylvania. I assume you can't say, because you are like one of the faces of baseball at this point in the MLB, and when you get on there with your suit and you do your whole little baseball thing, it's like real big journalism, and your documentaries have been incredible. Like you're a very thoughtful, like very good journalist. So you can't say it. Is there more than one Bob Nutting in the MLB that's trying to ruin their team, sabotage it in front of everybody's eyes? Is he the only one, and how does the rest of the MLB let it happen?
No, there are a number of owners out there whose teams have been terrible for a long time. I mean, we're going to be in Denver this weekend, and Dick Monfort is the owner there, and he's a guy who, for years, has been criticized for the way that he has run his team, and for the way that, if you look at the front office right now, you have a bunch of guys who have quit. Their entire analytics department quit last year. Dick Monfort's on, he's like the head of the labor committee in baseball right now, going into this year where there's a collective bargaining agreement coming up. And last year he was advocating essentially getting rid of the draft. Like, he just didn't want to draft last year, wanted it to be as small as possible. So Rockies fans feel the same way about him as you guys do about Bob Nutting. And their owners, listen, when you got 30 guys who are billionaires and who are trying to make money and who don't look at the little guy, look at the average fan as the most important thing, you're going to have some in there who just become the villains of teams. And I think that's what Bob Nutting is. But let's look beforehand. Like,
he's playing the role perfectly.
Was Kevin McClatchy a whole lot better?
Nah.
I don't know. Is that the previous owner before Bob? Yeah, no, that's why I was never I think Pittsburgh. What was his name? Andrew McCutcheon was there.
Yeah.
Hey, there was what was that? 2017, 16, 15?
You mean when Cueto pissed his pants on a man?
Yeah. Yeah. But Pittsburgh is ready. Like, Pittsburgh would be a great baseball city. How much is it to buy like a franchise? And when was the last time a franchise was sold in the MLB? Is that, I guess, what the Mets just happened to Cohen?
Yeah.
The Mets are a vastly differently priced team than the Pittsburgh.
I'll tell you a perfect example. The Kansas City Royals. They're probably the best analog for the Pirates that there is, and they were sold last year for about $1 billion.
Patrick Mahomes is part of that ownership group. He got in there. He's got the jersey. Go roll.
Hey, listen, I know another Patrick who signed a pretty big contract recently who would look awfully good as a Pittsburgh Pirates owner.
Yeah, by the way, that would be legendary. Imagine the content we would be creating.
Oh, my God.
On the road with the boys, 182.
As long as you keep pierogi races, we're good.
Yeah, hey, pierogies will be racing around town. Sauerkraut Saul is going to be sprinting through that outfield like Freeze did, for a long time down there. That would be $1 billion, though. That seems like a good price to get into being a major league owner. Is it a money-making business? Is the MLB a money-making business for everybody? Is that kind of how the contract is set up amongst the owners, that everybody has to make money regardless of how shitty you are as a marketer, endorser, team builder?
Let's put it this way. The Pittsburgh Pirates right now, in shared money, start the year off about $100 million in the black. Like, starting from scratch because of the size of their market and because of the money that gets spread out both through like the national television contract and revenue sharing. If you're the Pirates, you're starting with $100 million check right there. And granted, you're going to spend money on payroll and infrastructure and minor leagues and stadium upgrades and things along those lines. But Pat, I'm going to answer your question with a question. If baseball teams didn't make money, wouldn't they be sold more often?
Yeah, but this is just like, that's a great question, and it is in theory, good thought. But there's a lot of people that own stuff that just want to have the flex that they own stuff.
Yeah, and that's part of it too. But you know what's another huge part of it? And there was a big story about this today. owning a professional sports franchise is incredibly advantageous with taxes. You can write off everything. You can write off player salaries as amortization, which means player salaries, it's not the whole thing you can write off, but the fact that you're spending money on a guy and that he's seen as a depreciating asset, like you can write that off. And the people who own sports franchises don't pay nearly as much in taxes as you or I or the average person out there because of it.
We could get into an entire discussion about that because, believe me, whenever you get launched into the 1% all of a sudden and you start realizing and learning and like, holy shit, out of nowhere, I didn't know. And then you start hearing people attacking, like, oh, you're not paying your fair share. I'm like, motherfucker, come look at mine. Who is? I would like to know who isn't and how they're not. It's because all those, it's like the 0.00000 that are up there that have the ability to buy teams. They have a fleet of accountants and lawyers that kind of find every loophole and probably potential piece of blackmail and everything that happens in that world. It's crazy. But so I need about probably a $2 billion amount of funds if I really wanted to have a couple years stretch and own the Pirates.
Well, I don't think it'll be that much. I think you can listen.
No, but I need an extra billion.
Benefactor, Pat. All you got to here's the thing. All you got to do is find a rich person.
No, venture
throw
capitalists.
a little cash your way.
No, it's not just a rich person. Hey, listen, Jet. The conversations I've been having, okay? I've been in conversations. There is people, and I'm just learning this, and this, I assume this is common knowledge, and I'm just living in my own little ignorant bubble. There are places that have trillions of dollars to spend of other people's money, and they just dump them into companies like 10 million at a pop, 100 million at a pop to people. And it's, if it doesn't work, fuck it. If it hits, oh, here we go. We just made another $1 billion or whatever. And there are people that are doing, I did not know this.
Sovereign Wealth Fund. Oh, you gotta go find your Sovereign Wealth Fund. I believe it's going on the ticker right there behind you. The FanDuel Pirates. The Pittsburgh FanDuels?
Hey, FanDuel does have that amount of cash. A little bit less after yesterday's Super Boost. Hey, Grandpa here has been hot in the soccer. I don't know if you know that. Hey, Gump, you got anything to say to Jet here before we get out of here?
Yeah, Jet, who do you think the Red Sox are going to pick up at the trade deadline, starter or out of the bullpen? It feels like they need another arm or two.
That's a pretty good thought there, Gumpy. Listen, I would love, if I'm the Red Sox, to go out and get Jose Barrios. Like, he's going to be the best pitcher on the market, and he's got a chance to be an impact guy. How would you like to see Craig Kimbrell back there?
You like Craig Kimbrell back?
I love Craig Kimbrell back.
Hey, come on, bring back the Kimbrell.
Bring Keith Folk back. Forget Kimbrell. Get Folk back out here.
Keith Folk is like 300 pounds.
Good.
Right,
he's probably throwing gas.
We got to get to a break. He probably is throwing gas. He probably hits the ball quarter mile after watching what Shohei's been able to do. I might pursue this thing because I wanted to get an NFL team, obviously. And that's a lot more. You have to pitch in there. And I don't know if they would necessarily let me in. And the MLB didn't let Cuban in, right? No. Back in the time. So who knows if they would let me get in there. But
you're in. They need you.
Running a show owning a team with a bunch of fun. Now, listen, I'm bringing Jason Kendall right back in.
Yeah, you have to.
Hey, you need to be a manager of what?
Hitting coach.
Everything.
Ooh.
You just manage everything. We're bringing Sean Casey in there as well.
Yes.
Hey, get the mayor back in there quick. And we're going to get people that are much more. Probably Jet Passon's going to be running the goddamn. Who's the people that puts the
Bring
roster?
Barry back to Pittsburgh first and foremost as the hitting coach.
Okay, all right. Get Barry Bonds back for sure. I don't know about the nutrition. I am out on that, actually. Okay. And there's probably some rules that you're not the nutrition. We're not doing a nutritionist. Our boys can eat whatever the fuck they want,
including HGH.
You eat baseballs.
Hell
okay,
yeah.
I don't care what you do. Listen,
Get
blind
me
eye
the
here.
greenies.
Yeah, whatever you need to do. Hey, greenies. You call Balco. You do whatever you got to do. As long as we're hitting balls into the goddamn river out of here, that's all we care about. And then Zambelli fireworks every night. And wait until Brett Michaels is performing.
Oh, here we go. Pirates, here we go.
Jet, thank you so much, man. You're the absolute best, dude. We appreciate you every time you stop on. Good luck at the All-Star game and the draft. We can't wait to watch your coverage.
See you there, Pat.
The storms, the radar. I was checking the Doppler.
The Doppler was saying it's going to be tough.
Jet Pass.
Yeah.
Woo! I wish I could.
Smack Manfred right in the mouth when he gets there.
Yeah, that's why I think they won't let me buy a team.
Well, I mean, if you and
he might not be.
If you and Nick think that the Penguins are going to take a turn, we might as well wait a couple years and see if the Pens are up.
Have you guys?
Take Mario
Have you guys ever? You guys watch Shark Tank, right?
Of course, yeah.
So I watch a lot of Shark Tank. I've been in Zoom Shark Tanks, I think, where they're almost like, hey, if you think of anything, like this is what we want you to do, or blah, blah, blah. If you think of anything, like feel free to come on back. Let's go ahead and do this. Hey, we like what you're doing. If you think of any projects or anything you want to do, we'd love to help out if you need it. Something big, whatever you don't think you could do. We don't want to disrespect, whatever. Imagine if I went back, all right, I need $2 billion.
Here we go.
I want to buy the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Listen to this.
Here's the idea. I just need $2 billion. What's that to you? Nothing. Hey. There's another place I was talking to down the road. I'd do it like car dealership.
Give me 10.
They don't care.
People have that type of money right now, which is a problem with the way the entire capitalism is flawed. I bet that is a potential flaw in capitalism that people talk about and hear about, and everybody hates it. I think it's still the most beautiful run thing if it's run that way. But once people take advantage and then too much of it ends up in a couple of different spots, then you can see how there is a little bit of a problem here. You know, there seems to be a little bit of a different world.
Yeah, but if it helps us, sorry, not our game.
Once again, this is not what we like.
No.
We don't like this. The IOC ain't ever going to stop testing for marijuana.
No, exactly.
We don't like it. Fucking hate it.
And people will celebrate you when you bring a World Series championship back to the Pirates.
Bro,
it'll be worth it.
You kidding me? Fucking Jason Kendall out there?
Yeah.
Piece of metal.
Oh, my God. Oh. All right, I'm going to get on the phone here during break. We'll answer some phones on the other side. 18334 McAfee. Big thanks to Jet. We got about an hour and 13 minutes. We'll see you in 4. A former celebrity Jeopardy champion, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I've missed you guys.
We've missed you too, man. Where are you? Are you out in the woods somewhere right now? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in a log cabin out here.
Have you been doing this since the end of the season? How'd the Jeopardy thing come? How'd you film it? How'd it go? And is that your first time you were kind of back in cell service?
Yeah, pretty much. I did some quarantine during the off season, early parts. The missus was filming up in Montreal, so I was, Quebec has some strict quarantine rules, so I was in quarantine for a few weeks, and then went out to LA and filmed the 2 weeks of Jeopardy, had a blast, and then back for some more quarantine. And now, the off season feels like it's just beginning now.
Okay, good. Well, congratulations on everything happening. Let's talk about the Jeopardy job. Did you watch the other hosts as well, what they were doing potentially that you would want to do differently? How did the whole film study go?
I haven't watched an episode since Alex. Okay. I didn't really want to be influenced at all by the other guest hosts.
Smart.
And how they did things. For me, it was taking a lot of notes and figuring out, exactly what Alex did and wanting to do him justice, his memory justice by being as prepared as possible when I got on the show.
The hair, though, was there a thought potentially, Jeopardy, for you to cut it? Did anybody say, hey, maybe we cutting the hair? Was that conversation? Because I'll tell you, whenever I was going to have to go to court after the public intoxication, a lot of talk about me potentially cutting hair. Didn't do it. I would assume for you, potential same thing with Jeopardy, being Jeopardy and all that.
I thought about it. I also thought about shaving to a mustache to honor Alex, but my hair wasn't long enough that I couldn't do something with it. I felt like we had a nice little comb over going, and I just decided to go with kind of my usual, a little bit of some stubble going and not the neck beard. Sorry, Andrew Luck, but I decided to kind of clean that up a little bit. But there was conversation. I think there might have been some people that wanted me to shave to the skin. I don't do that a whole lot. If that was a prereq to get the full-time gig, no problem with it at all. No problem at all. And
Whoa. Did you just campaign potentially for the full-time gig right there? You loved doing it, didn't you? You enjoyed the hell out of your time doing Jeopardy? Hold on. You lost service in the middle of the woods, wherever the hell you are, whether it's in Canada here or in America on a film. You would love to do Jeopardy more, you say?
I would love to be the host of Jeopardy, yes.
Man, I hope you get it, dude.
Give it to him.
The guy wants it.
Come
He's
on.
good at everything. He'll shave his face.
Come on.
Thanks, buddy. Miss you guys. Love you guys.
Hey, miss you, love you, man. Aaron Rodgers.
Every day is game day for these guys. It's showtime on the Pat McAfee Show.
Today's sponsor is a big deal for us.
Yeah.
Especially with the current conversation we've been having for the last 5-6 minutes that started with jet passing and us potentially buying the Pittsburgh Pirates, then continued into commercial break, and then almost got to a point of why not, actually.
Yeah, might as well.
Gonna do it.
Today's sponsor is public.com.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah, it's an investing app where you can buy stocks, follow investors, and share ideas. So I joined Public, and you can see my portfolio if you search for @PatMcAfee in the app. So you go to public.com, get the app, okay? You search @PatMcAfee, you'll be able to see my diverse portfolio. It's going to have to get a little bit more diversified and a little bit bigger, I think, if I'm looking to buy the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Sure.
But it's not just me on there that you can follow along with. There are many other legendary celebrities like Shaq,
What?
Tony Hawk,
What?
thousands more.
Wow.
Yeah, the app is free, and you can start with as little as $1. You can buy slices, portions of stock, or full shares. They don't sell your data or information to third parties or market makers like other stupid investment apps.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. You'll get a free slice of a stock whenever you go to public.com/Pat McAfee to download the Public app. Get started today and make sure to follow me. Now, when you follow me, that's not investment advice.
No, it's not.
I'm just telling you what I'm dabbling in.
Okay.
Disclaimer, this is only valid for U.S. residents 18 plus, subject to account approval. See public.com/disclosures, not investment advice once again. Once again, make sure you go to public.com/Pat McAfee to get a free stock slice.
Let's go.
Shout out. Hey, what's Gus Danger all about? Hey.
Gus?
Danger Gus? Gus Danger?
Who's Gus Danger?
Who's this
I
guy?
don't know. He was very entertaining. I watched the video. Very entertaining. Loved it. This guy's awesome. How come we don't know this guy? Who is this guy? What's going on? Need this guy in my life? Punts a pickle. Kiss my ass, Pat McAfee. Whoa!
Gussie. Slow down, Gus.
Hey, respect, dude. It was a pretty good little pun of the thing. I mean, it was a good pun of the pickle for the brand. 1-833-4-McAfee. Let's get some phone calls. Let's go to Will in Tennessee. Will, what's going on, bub?
Hello?
What's up, dude?
What's going on, Pat? First off, thanks for having me. As for Connor, fuck you, Connor. You suck.
Whoa! Dude! Hey, Aristotle. Is this Aristotle? Is this Aristotle?
What the hell, Bill?
I like this guy.
What's going on, Will?
What's up, Hammer Down boys? Zeke, Mitt in the back. How's it going, guys?
How you done? What's up, Will?
Foxy, all right.
What's wrong with this guy?
Gumpy, forgot about you, buddy. Sorry about
Hammer
that.
Down boys.
Hammer
He's in
Down
there,
boys.
yeah. Who you did forget about was mostly Ty, Foxy, Nick,
Yeah, Jay.
Jay, Bill. I think what?
What?
Tim. Yeah, man. No, he said Mitt there.
Did he?
said Mitt.
I missed.
Anyways, Will, what do you want to talk about, dude?
So you guys were talking about baseball earlier, and I know Tennessee gave out some money in some bags. We all know about that. But Tennessee went to the World Series, and you called out every SEC team but Tennessee. So you're being a bit of a stooge and a sellout, Pat. Come on
Okay, I did not know that. To be clear, I did not know that. I did not watch. Was it softball? Because that Oklahoma team, better than any team I ever seen. Well, I apologize. Hey, congrats, good old Rocky Top down there going to the World Series.
Yeah.
Go
Did
Volunteers.
they win or no?
What I just realized while he was saying that is I don't remember when the World Series of their thing started and when
Mississippi State won.
And
I
last
thought
week,
it was a while ago.
Yeah, when did it end?
Last week.
See, I was on vacation. Well, I am so sorry. I wanted to see it. I wish I would have seen it.
Bad. We were talking about Omaha for a while.
Yeah, we're going to go.
Yeah.
Beautiful city.
We're not. I don't think we'll ever go there. It does look crazy, though. What's that other place in Pennsylvania?
Gettysburg.
No, well, that is definitely in there. Hershey is also there. Harrisburg. I mean, we can start.
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg.
Williamsport.
Yeah, that's
LLW.
Have a little respect.
That's the Little League World Series, right?
Danny Almonte.
I think I ran across that field one time.
Howard J. Lombardi Stadium.
I think so, yeah. I think I was there and I ran
Beautiful
across the field one time, yeah, I think.
Wow.
Let's go.
It wasn't when anybody was there. It was just kind of empty or whatever, because when it's not being used, it's
Still
kinda
did
hanging
it.
out. But it was cool, yeah. It was awesome to be there. I feel like I walked on, hollowed grounds.
Yeah.
I guess out there in Omaha, they got an entire
It's massive.
Hall
It's
of
awesome.
Fame out there.
Well, that's like what Indianapolis did so they could host the Combine. And then Roger Goodell says, nope, it can go fucking anywhere. And Jerry Jones like,
That's
I'm going to
unbelievable.
build an entire city for this. And that's what he did. We're going to lose the Combine, I think.
Yeah. Can't have it.
Can't have it. Are they going to take it out of Omaha? Are they going to take Little League World Series out of Williamsport?
Can't do that.
Is that what's going to happen? They took the draft out of New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did move that to Tennessee, and it was awesome. Cleveland wasn't bad. COVID was still kind of doing their thing.
Vegas will
Philly
be the
was
true
good.
litmus test.
Yeah, Vegas will be crazy. Philly was good. Dallas... didn't
Good.
have anything
Dallas
else.
was good, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Chicago?
David Akers went down there and dropped a hammer.
Cleveland was probably the worst out of all of them.
Well,
COVID.
Yeah, we'll blame it on that.
That is true.
we will.
Yeah.
Have to.
When you need a crowd, speaking of,
Oh, no. Oh, no.
hey, no crowd for the Olympics.
None.
What's the opening ceremony going to be? They're going to go around the track there, and they're going to play some crowd noise, and they're going to do a drone show and the whole thing. What's the opening ceremony? That is the crowd.
Are they still allowed to have performers for opening ceremony?
Probably not.
Everyone will have the headphones on and just listen to it on their own.
that'd
Oh, it'll be like a
One of those
like
weddings.
a quiet club. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Oh, okay. And maybe they'll have somebody like around the world in their like living room, like we did it. Okay, hour 3 is on the other side. We'll figure that out and more. We'll see you in 6 minutes. Cheers. This was supposed to be a monumental evening for me. I'm dressing up as Vince McMahon on Vince McMahon's show in front of Vince McMahon with at least 2 million people watching. I got to get ready. I got to get prepared, and I'm fucking excited. Okay, I had a lot to do with what was going to be an open that billions of people were going to fucking see. I know it.
I'm Michael Cole.
Michael Cole of 1998.
And he's Pat McMahon.
Never do kiss my ass.
No, I don't know why is that.
Let's get right to it. I think I should. By the way, I have to do the turn to you as well. And you just push me. Michael Cole, welcome to the Kiss My Ass Club. That would be.
And at that point, you bend over, I'll do this, I'll go. Anyhow, we're going to be celebrating many of the great highlights of SmackDown over the years. Let's take you back to the very first episode. Main event.
I think I have to come back in with the George Fire.
And then he just... And this is the Friday Night SmackDown Throwback Edition.
Michael Cole, let's get right to it. The WWE Universe has been wishing for this my entire life. Welcome to the Kiss My Ass Club. I'm going to do this. Boom.
Nonetheless, we're celebrating all the highlights of SmackDown. It's going to be one of those nights. Let's take you back to the very first SmackDown. Let's take you back to the main event of the first SmackDown. Then we're going to come out of that.
Had to watch film.
Look at this fucking guy.
Shut up! Life sucks. And then you die.
You're getting goosebumps right now.
You deserve to be screwed. He's fucking peacocking at all times. Felt like everybody was pumped up about Pat McAfee. Kiss my ass. Oh, by the way, they're filming a documentary of me becoming Vince McMahon for WWE Network. What could go wrong? Nothing. Or it could end up with him saying, McAfee, you're fired. Hurry up. You're fired. But to play Vince McMahon, I was told, bullied, I was told I have to shave my face. Listen.
You need to shave the goatee, though. Vince didn't have facial hair.
No. My face is not built for that.
Commit. Natalia, you agree with me. Pat really should shave the goatee, right? Because Vince never had facial hair.
No, Vince was very clean cut.
Yeah.
Just do it for the business.
Trying to tell Pat he's got to shave the facial hair.
We don't have time. The show's about to start. Vince doesn't have facial hair. Do we not care about the show anymore?
The show is about being true to our history. It's about being true to our product.
I am way too ugly to have a shaved face. Just get the beard off. We're gonna go shoot something. Oh no, that part right there, toughest. Oh, it's gone.
That's 34 years of experience right there.
Watch
should not look like this right now. Oh my God. Look at that guy. This stinks. This is not Russian. Don't look at me like that, okay? This is terrible.
You look exactly like you look.
Oh, this is disgusting. This is disgusting.
How do you feel?
I feel like I got bullied by this guy. And I don't know how that happened. We're gonna have a night.
Have a good time.
Hey, Friday Night SmackDown, throwback.
Well, go out and do your shoot. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Take it. Welcome to Friday Night SmackDown Throwback Edition.
Called me and said to hang tight here for some reason. I don't know why.
Are we fired?
I don't know.
I shaved my face for no reason. But hey, if we had to do it, I would have done it. Everybody knows it. And now everybody knows it, you know? I mean, it's just my face for the next month and a half, 2 months. I shaved my face for no reason. Shave for no reason. Yeah, gotta take it off. Yeah, I gotta shave for no reason.
I know.
I don't know if the room. You know what you did. This thing had an hour and a half shelf life. Rest in peace, dude. Boy, I think it would have done well on the internet. That's a shame. Let's keep it moving. Okay, here we go. Boy. Huh? Say hello to NyQuil and Ambien. Night, 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 night. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Good night. Woo! Woo! Straight to the face. That's all she wants. I mean, that's. Thank you, ref. Thank you, pal. Thank you, fans. Power right in the kisser. All right, here we go. Woo!
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Wow, it'll take a long time. Welcome back to the show. Hey, it is getting wild in here with the conversations and the thoughts and possibilities. But this last hour should be a good one. Welcome back here, SiriusXM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. We're kind of been captivated with the conversation of me potentially buying the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
Because I have been in some conversations as of late, I think, with groups of people that could potentially loan that amount of money. And we've been trying to figure out how do we navigate and make this a success story? I think what we would have to do is get the loan, buy the team, win a World Series, sell the team. Now we pay back the loan, also probably become billionaires in ourselves by selling the team. And we're only selling it to somebody who obviously has the Pirates' best interests at heart and the people of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Cubes.
Mark Cuban, whenever his kids are old enough for him to do it. So that's how we got to do it.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
All right, cool. All right, that's the plan.
I can't believe the Pirates won the World Series.
I got to get a suit, by the way.
Start getting the ring size.
No, I got to get a suit, by the way. We need a good pitch deck because I'm going to be asking for a few billion, and I don't know how easy that's going to be, but we can make it work. I'll put a tie on for that one. I'll put
You
a
got the
full
Vince
tie.
McMahon suit.
That has never aired, but
First slide of that presentation, Shohei Ohtani. Boom. Bring this guy in right here.
hey, guess who's our ace? And do we have DHs in
No.
Leadoff hitter, though.
We're going to have to change that rule. Where are we in? We're in the
National League.
Which is the teams at the top of the National League are definitely the
Dodgers.
And,
the Giants.
Padres.
Giants are 54-32. They're a good team.
So we're okay. We're all right. Those teams ain't nothing. They ain't nothing to Pittsburgh Pirates. Hey, let's go Buccos!
Come on now, Buccos!
Let's go Buccos!
Come on, Buccos!
Cardinals are pretty tough, too. They're in the same division.
Oh, St. Louis, we ain't worried about that.
Cubbies.
Yeah, but we're going to take all their best players because we're going to get a
NL's
loan
actually
big
won
enough.
the last few.
We're going to get a loan big enough to buy them all. That's what we're going to do. That's baseball.
Right.
That's baseball.
Bring in Theo, be the GM.
Jason Kendall's going to be around, so we obviously know that any catcher we put behind home plate is going to have a great pop time.
Best pop time in the league.
Best pop time. We're bringing back the mayor, Sean Casey. We can get Euclid involved there. I mean, it feels like we're assembling a World Series champion already.
Yeah, and you're getting Hank Davis with the #1 pick this year. So you bring in Kendall to mentor him. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the thing about it is I'm not doing this draft. I don't know if we're going to be able to get the loan.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to scramble and get $2 billion by Sunday. But hey, you never know.
We're going to give it a go.
Who says no?
This has generated some traffic, I guess, back there in Pittsburgh, which is an incredible honor when Mikey, Big Bob, the Freak Show, the morning show that I basically grew up on, their radio show in Pittsburgh on KISS FM 96.1. They are people I've looked up to for a long time. And now I think we have befriended. I think we're friends. I think we're friends with them. Don't hang around them enough because they're in Pittsburgh doing their show full time. We're out here.
Good people.
Learn a lot. Seems like they're all in on this entire thing. They're going to start pushing that.
Here we go.
They be?
What if the pressure of Pittsburgh mounts so much that I actually have to do this? What if I have to be the dumbass Yinzer that is capable of walking into a room that could potentially have this amount of money, do the sell job of all sell jobs, like I'm down there on Southside surrounded by 3 dudes in affliction shirts at 3 a.m. about to get my jaw knocked off, and I'm actually talking my way out of it. That's what I got to do. I got to go into this tank and do it. As I've been trained on Carson Street, okay? Right. I've been trained on the North Shore, okay? I've been everywhere I need to be. I've donated that Rivers Casino down there at the Point more than anybody else, I'd assume, in the history of people that visited Pittsburgh. It's almost something like I got to do at this point.
Oh, and
we have to buy the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yes, and can you imagine Mark Madden as the manager?
See,
coaching the team?
I think he is
Absolutely not.
He's the stadium.
Yeah.
MC.
PA announcer.
Yeah, but he's going to turn babyface before then. I want on his show. He's heel. Okay, he's been a heel for 25 years.
Sure.
It seems like now more than ever he is going full heel. Everything. He buried Joey Chestnut the other day.
I was going to say, when you were on.
He's been burying everything. And I asked him, I'm like, hey, Mark, when are we just going to say, you know what? I'm probably going to be in a couple Hall of Fames in the radio business and in everything. 25 years I've led ratings in Pittsburgh. How about, when do we just become like, hey, you know what, Icom, shit good for me. He said he can't do it. He said he's going to be the bad guy forever. He turns babyface, though. We put him as the MC of the entire PNC Park.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I think he's, this pitcher stinks.
Yeah.
My head's spinning with ideas right now, and I think one of the things you have to do is you have to make it right. Barry Bonds night at the park. Yeah. Bring back Barry.
Barry Bonds night, bobblehead night. Wait till you see this bobblehead that we're going to do for Barry Bonds.
Oh, man.
That head's going to be about the size of this Starbucks cup. You hear me? Like, normally, that's just a little bobblehead right there. Barry Bonds bobblehead night, that head is going to be real big because we deserve to, if we're going to own the Pirates, to make it right with our ex-legends.
Yeah.
We'll give you a bigger bobblehead than anybody's ever had in the history, Barry. Your head will be the biggest in the history of bobbleheads if we own the Pirates. And that's just the beginning.
First order of business, you hire him and Aid guy's son to run concessions, obviously.
Yeah. Excuse me. It's not Nate.
What is it? I didn't want to disrespect it. I was going to let you.
You gotta do it. No, you gotta. You're the one that brought this up, and if you just spit on this guy's grave.
What are you talking about? I'm giving his son a job.
No. No. You said, him and Need guy. Him and Need. That is what you have to do. That is not him and Need.
From the gut.
I don't know what you're doing, but yeah, you're right. He's running concessions. Somebody in that family.
It's a good idea.
Zambellis are obviously. They got bombs in the outfield every single game. When the ball leaves the park, those things are going up. Let's go ahead and celebrate this thing. Brett Michaels probably every third game from the outfield live. I mean, we really got to do it. I mean, why not?
Seventh inning stretch.
Ty had a great idea.
If you can make the Berg like Barry again, that is miracle work.
Biggest bobblehead of all time. You don't think?
I think
you
it'll
don't
work.
think that?
I think it'll work.
I don't know a goddamn thing about that sport, though. I mean, I didn't even.
That's why it'll work.
You surround yourself with people who do.
That's right.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I've been saying show is the show since the beginning of the show started this year, and the people that are around us that do know baseball were kind of telling me differently. So, I mean, I will seek advice, of course, but I mean, if we own a team, it's going to be hard not to be absolutely absurd with that thing. Who's a free agent? How much?
Go get him now.
Bring him in.
400 million, I guess. Jesus, who is this guy? Is he going to sell one ticket for it? I guess he hits the ball far. All right, come on in. I'm also hiring Brad Pitt too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And Jonah Hill.
Yeah, Jonah's the one you want.
Bring them both in.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a good idea.
Build a pirate ship in center field.
I don't know how we're going to continue to do the show. I guess let's not get too, the view out of.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, but you want to put up a goddamn pirate ship. I mean, there's enough flags around. There's enough pirate stuff, okay?
Could you imagine
By the
Bret
way,
Michaels?
We own the greatest hat if we.
By far.
I mean, the P is
It's a good hat.
It's a good hat.
I mean, it's a great hat. We all. That's all of a sudden ours, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the amount of merch that we're going to be kicking out with that goddamn P. That goddamn P's going out everywhere. Oh, the beer specials we're going to have around the park.
You can sell Rudy subs.
I want Kurt Angle suplex and sauerkraut sauce.
No! No, sauerkraut salt gets a win, I thought, because of
Saul, the Better Call Saul.
No, the 18-year-old
the banger?
You know who I'm talking about. The 18-year-old. Whoa, Foxy. Whoa.
I heard that.
Hezbollah.
Now you're talking my language. Get Hezbollah in the building.
Hezbollah will be in the outfield.
Mr. Pirate.
Perched behind, not Mr. Pirate. No, we're not putting a mascot on.
Why don't we make Hezbollah the guy?
He will be. Listen, he's going to be
in a park.
when these pierogies are racing. Okay, when these pierogies are racing and somebody's about to win and we don't like sauerkraut Saul is about to lose or whatever. Hezbollah out of the door. Boom. Pow to whatever pierogi.
Yes.
Pow to whatever asshole from the other team is there. Boom. Sauerkraut Saul sneaks through, wins the race. Hezbollah, hero, shows that knockout power that he has. It's going to be hard, I think, to keep him in that one confined space.
True.
Because he is ready to go at all times. But I think that's the type of stuff that we got to start thinking.
You seen those baby carriers?
There's going to be no clean finishes in these pierogi races.
No, it can't be.
We are booking that thing.
Pittsburgh.
That's
the whole point.
The obvious manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates is Billy Gardell. And then you put a baby carrier on him with Hezbollah in the baby carrier.
Shit.
So that you do keep him contained.
I think you give Hezbollah a goddamn glove and put him at second
Hezbollah
base.
should be the third base coach.
Pirates may not lose.
Send him in.
Yeah.
Send him in.
Hezbollah is like Jackie Moon. Like, he can coach, he can play, he can hit, he can do it all.
He's Shohei. Hezbollah.
Hezbollah. Yes.
All right, so now we're thinking.
Yeah.
So now we got our brains going. That is what I'm willing to do. I just want to let everybody know I am willing to bring in Hezbollah. I just learned of Hezbollah 2 days ago.
Pride of Dagestan.
I am ready to bring Hezbollah into our everyday game day operations if I have to. And I think that is really what we need.
Hezbollah night.
There is no way we get okayed for this, but if we show up with a bag with a couple billion in it, is there anything they can say? There's nothing, right?
If once Manfred gets a hold of Hezbollah, he might give you the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, maybe.
One of the good point. Good luck throwing a strike to Hezbollah's strike zone. Okay.
Hold on, I just saw a kid. I saw a highlight. There was a kid that did that, I guess, in the ESPN, is that the Little League World Series, I guess?
Yeah.
There was a kid that did that.
Yeah,
And it was a strike. It was a called strike. I always wondered that. Why don't more people do that? What is that? Is frowned upon, I assume?
Umps take it as like an insult. So if it's anywhere close, they will call it a strike.
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes, too, you got kids doing that. It's like, all right, I'm just going to throw at this kid's head then.
Might as well.
Get him off the plate
All
a
right,
little
let's
bit.
talk about some news in our sport. We will pursue the idea of buying the Pirates. Legit. Have already sent out 2 texts to see if they could set up a call for a grand idea.
Let's go.
Which is how one person asked me to think of ideas for something bigger. I said, I think our show's pretty fucking big. I mean, I don't know if I have to show like everything, but our show's pretty fucking big. They're like, no, we're talking like, like if you have any grand ideas, we'd like to be a part of it. I mean, I got some.
Yeah, we got it.
Are we doing this right now? Are we shooting off ideas right now? No, we'll revisit in like a month. I'm like, okay. Buying the Pirates is a grand idea.
Could have the first like Jerry World in the MLB.
Well, PNC Park. I would like to let it be very. I know you're from Boston, so you don't get it.
Oh, I don't get it. Fenway Park, the greatest park in baseball.
Okay, yeah, you guys staring at a big green wall. It's 195 fucking degrees. 7 hours to get a beer necklace.
It's a green monster.
This is just what I.
Place was a dump.
That's just what I.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Gumpy can attest. That's a lie.
Beautiful.
Nick told Gumpy, "Wow, I love Boston. This is my second favorite city."
The city,
I said it's a nice city. The ballpark's a dump. You ain't ever seen PNC Park, pal.
PNC Park is.
I play MLB The Show.
Yeah, exactly.
I see it every day.
Yeah, so you play Fenway because you're, the big green, this is awesome. This is fun. This is history.
Bombs.
Yeah, go to Wrigley, too, and they just put in a Jumbotron like a year ago so you can see
so
Wrigley.
nice.
This place is awesome. Yeah.
This place didn't have lights.
Bro, PNC, don't even. We're not changing PNC. You want to put a pirate ship in the view of the city over the river there.
Still think that's not a terrible idea. But you got to put a casino right next to the stadium.
Come on,
put a hotel right
casino
there.
right next to the stadium.
Drive. You don't know shit. Distance. Hop, skip, and a jump. I'm not talking about a drive over a bridge.
You don't. You can walk there.
You walk through.
2 minutes.
You walk through the gold lot right there.
Oh, yeah?
Only thing you got to do is you got to walk past Heinz and in the Science Center, and it's right there.
Hey, Carnegie Science Center, by the way, we should be connected to that, too, because they have great laser shows.
True.
Great laser shows.
I'll have them head up the seventh inning stretch.
Bingo. All right, so let's get to our sport, football. Well, maybe if we come in owner of a team, I don't know what our sport is anymore.
That's a good point.
Our team will cheat, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way to win?
Listen, Mr. Manfred, I am not going to be promoting my ball players to do anything that everybody else ain't doing. But if there's one other person doing something and it's making them a lot better, like this Spider Tack, by the way, I would have had a full Spider Tack sponsorship for that. You know what I mean? Here you go, boys.
Exoskeleton.
Bingo. Get that buzzer. If I hear that the Astros are wearing goddamn exoskeletons with buzzers, okay, guess what? We're hiring the best buzzer committee we can find, and we're getting buzzers on all the boys down there. Yeah. And we're going to put them in places where they can take their shirt off and celebrate, not like Altuve, who couldn't do the whole thing. Hey, do the whole thing. But I'm going to have to learn a lot of the unwritten rules of baseball, it sounds like. Because I haven't even thought about all this stuff.
Just write new ones.
Ooh. Well, they're unwritten.
Don't write new ones.
Correct.
I mean, if you get caught cheating and all that happens is you got to fire your coach, I mean,
Billy
take our
Gardell's
chances.
not being fired.
No, yeah, you just keep a couple sacrificial lambs around. So if something does, it's like shit, it was this guy's idea.
He's
Shouldn't
got the
listen
video.
to him.
He's got the
Sure.
video.
Yeah. Put me in the dugout. I'll be fucking right there all day, and then when something goes wrong,
gotta fire him.
Is that guy right there?
Hey, you saw him. He was in at the end. It wasn't the head coach, Jason Kendall. No, it wasn't. It wasn't our lead morale guy, Billy Gardell. It wasn't the mayor, Sean Casey. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't Euclid. It was actually that mustache guy down there just doing, hey, attaboy. A lot of attaboy. It's the attaboy guy.
Oh, yeah, attaboy. Sorry, I was feeding the boys steroids. It's not my fault. I was just there to, try and boost these numbers. Get these guys paid.
I do believe we have potentially said some disparaging things in our quest to own a team here in the last 16 minutes. This is obviously a lot of jest involved here. We will not be pumping illegal drugs into the players or be promoting that at all. We want a clean, fair, safe game. And the only advantage we will have is that we will unload money to get good players and good events.
Well said.
We are willing to go bankrupt in this thing, mostly because we're getting this money from somebody else.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about our sport. Doug Peterson out there at Tahoe, speaking really for the first time with SiriusXM NFL Radio. He was asked about the Carson Wentz situation, and his response was very fascinating. You could tell that he had already thought about how he was going to answer this, and I don't know if we'll ever truly find out what the real story is, because at the time, it seemed like there was some Zambelli fireworks going off in the Philadelphia Eagles organization.
Yep.
You got, just a couple years ago, there was a statue built of Doug Peterson, Nick Foles, right out front. There was Philadelphians, eating horse shit off the ground, off of a parade route, because the Philadelphia Eagles, for the first time in 50 years, won the Super Bowl. Who did it? Doug Peterson. Way to go, Doug.
Attaboy, Doug. Good win, Doug.
Nick Foles. Hey, here we go. Philly. Really, he called it. They got a statue, okay, when they do the whole conversation, a full thing. Now here we are just a few years later. Nick Foles is on his second team since then. Peterson gets fired, walks out. Don't know how that goes. Carson Wentz, who you would think is why everybody else is. Nick Foles definitely left because of Carson Wentz. They chose to stick with Carson. Doug Peterson, he left because you thought maybe Carson. And now Carson's also gone. It has all gone to hell in a handbasket over there. It really is like a hornet's nest in Philadelphia. Doug Peterson really spoke about it for the first time, and his quote was fascinating. We're getting this via Pro Football Talk, and he said, you go into drafts and you go into each year looking for quarterbacks, Doug Peterson said during an appearance, and we continue to look for quarterbacks, and that's always something that will never change. We won a Super Bowl with our backup quarterback, and we've had to play with our backups a couple of times in Philadelphia. So we did that a year ago and brought in Jalen Hurts, not to undermine Carson Wentz, not to do anything to take away his job or anything, because Carson was our starter. He was the franchise and all that moving forward, but we wanted someone that could come in and could be the backup and learn how to play the NFL game, bring his talent to the Philadelphia Eagles. And really, as this season began, says Doug Peterson, things just started to kind of, I guess, spiral out of control. Injuries began to set in. We weren't playing very well. Turnovers offensively, just a number of things. Penalties, more injuries, compounded problems. And it just became harder and harder as the year wore on. No one person is to blame for any of what happened last year. And it's just unfortunate for me because I was hoping to really have an opportunity to fix the issues we had that kind of get everything back on track, whether it be this year or next year. And obviously, that didn't happen. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about the ifs and buts. I just focus on the future and look forward to that. Fascinating comment. So he didn't want to leave, all right? Because whenever he left, it sounded as if Doug wanted the hell out of there because there was potentially a situation brewing where they hired this young head coach and Doug Peterson with the understanding that you do what we tell you to do. Then Doug Peterson had a lot of success, went on, started becoming his own person, and there was potential differences of opinions on how the team should be run between Doug, owner, GM. That, I guess, is potentially still true because they said they split or whatever. He says that he wanted to fix it. He was kind of shown the door. Interesting stuff. The first time Doug spoke out here at Tahoe really at length about it. I assume we'll continue to question what went on behind closed doors. Where did it blow up? How did this whole thing that just had a fucking statue made a couple years ago and people eating horse shit become this? We'll probably find out 10, 15, 20 years from now, but it seems like Doug really wanted to stay, and they told him to get the fuck on the road.
Well, and they drafted Jalen Hurts, but I don't think they told him that Carson was the future, because I think it was Darius Slay who came on here and said, hey, Jalen from day one was like, I'm going to compete. I want to compete. I want this, I want to have an opportunity to play, and I think that was something that affected Carson, right? Because mentally he was like kind of losing confidence because of the fact that they drafted a guy and because of the fact that he was coming in.
Did Carson say that? I don't remember what Carson said about the whole Jalen thing whenever he was sitting right here. I
thought he said that he had no feelings towards it. Like it didn't bother him is what I believe he said when he was here.
And then when he said he was playing bad, I think Carson took ownership of it. But it did feel all year, all reports, people who have any insight into Sal Palantonio, whenever they're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, is that there was quite a riff in the locker room.
And you think about when Bean came on the show, we want to empower Josh Allen. We don't want to bring Cam Newton in. They weren't empowering Wentz when they did that.
Yeah, and they trade up to make the pick, right? Didn't they? They trade up. Did they trade second round?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember. Because second round, last pick of the second round, they draft Kyle Trask down there in Tampa.
Yeah.
Asked Tom about it. Tom's like, yeah, whatever, man. Tom's also 40-some years old or whatever. Carson, I guess the Jalen thing, if you look at it as a human, you could see how Carson's like, what the hell? You guys didn't even give me a heads up, maybe, or what? I don't know how the whole thing played. Maybe they did. I don't know. But it went bad quick. And I didn't know Doug wanted to stay. Is that why he put in Sudfeld? Or what did he put in?
But it's not like the Eagles had weapons either. Like there were so many other pieces they needed to draft.
And the offensive line got hurt. Injuries
Brutal.
did happen. I wonder if it was just we need to go separate ways, or did Doug want to have more say? And they said no. Hopefully one day we'll find out the real truth. But
and with the Sudfeld stuff, it seemed like the narrative kind of towards the end there, became like, well, is Doug Peterson really even that good of a coach? Like, how much did he have to do with them winning the Super Bowl? I would assume that whenever he's ready to come back, he's going to get a job immediately, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
In that
in this next head coaching,
the next cycle.
Yeah, because this was like when Rivera. Remember Ron Rivera was it week 4 or week 6 maybe? I forget what it was. New ownership came in and said, hey, Ron, we're going to go a different direction for the future. We appreciate and respect you. Allegedly, this is what was said. Ron took it, and then the Panthers went their different way. They had an interim. Then they brought in Matt Rule for $70 million, that whole thing. But is Doug Peterson going to be the guy week 13, 14, 15 when a coach has already been fired, maybe in the box like Urban Meyer was or Ron Rivera was doing in places? Is this a potential Doug gets to pick where he wants to go thing? Especially with Bieniemy, if they have another year, everybody assumes he's at least going to get a chance to get a head coaching job. Doug Peterson with a Super Bowl, and I think he's pretty well liked. He's at Tahoe right now, so he must be pretty social with me. Yeah, he's probably going to get a job whenever he wants it, probably, huh?
I assume so. I mean, I don't know, because it was weird, because I feel like that the narrative did kind of just change, and they kind of made him out to be like, oh, Doug Peterson's a shitty coach. That's why he's getting fired.
Yeah, and he's the one that benched Carson. It was his fault.
He's
Carson,
the one playing Sudfeld.
The narrative was very much a Doug Peterson kind of, and now Doug's like, no, I wanted to get it fixed or whatever. Now, who knows who's rewriting?
Right. I mean, if he's trying to get another job, it would make sense that he's.
But we don't know him.
No,
we don't know him well enough. We're just saying that is a potential option here that he is potentially trying to write a way that it went.
Well, and there's that shot of the sideline where Carson was over here and he was next to Jalen, and that whole. I mean, it obviously was.
Carson said he wasn't even looking at him.
Not even looking at him, but from like the outside looking in, it was like, oh, Doug Peterson hates Carson Wentz. He doesn't want to play.
Let's get to the phones. Let's go to Zach and Moose Jaw. Zach, what's going on?
Hi, boys. What the fuck's going on out there?
Hey, pal, not too shabby there. What's going on up there in Moose Jaw?
Not much, man. Just trying to get some hats for my ball team that I coach.
Oh, yeah. You just got in the car there. Hey, you doing a little bit of a drive?
A little bit of a drive. I just parked so I could talk to the boys. We're good.
Hey, that's smart up there. Hey, how's the COVID, huh? You allowed out of the house, obviously.
We are. July 11th, we actually no more masks up here. So.
Whoa, hey, breathe that fresh air there. Hey, up there in Moose Jaw. They got the good air up there, too. Hey, what do you want to talk about?
There. So I hear you want to buy the Pirates. I say, fuck Shohei Ohtani.
Whoa.
This guy, Vladdy Guerrero Jr. on the Jays, is the next big thing. He's gonna beat the Yankees for the next 20 years, probably. Ty's fucked.
Yeah, thank you so much, Zach up there, and good luck with the open air there again. Hey, why can't we have both?
Yeah, Vladdy's on the list.
Yeah.
He's coming.
Tatis too. While we're at it.
Yeah.
Baseball, you buy your team.
Yeah.
Boom.
We are getting enough money if we do this to buy a good team.
Yes.
That's the reason why we'd be buying the team, is to invest massive amounts of money into the pieces to make it a good team so that we can, hoist that piece of metal up and have a time of our life one night down there with the World Series.
Right. Guess what? We're getting DeGrom too.
Really?
So, I mean.
Is that a guy that's like, oh, yeah, he's unbelievable. He hits dingers too, doesn't he?
Well,
he hits well.
He does. For being a pitcher.
4 for something. He bats 4 something.
There it is. But on the mound, he throws at 100 miles an hour.
We got a hundo?
Every single time. So
a few of them.
Glass now will want to come back to
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh
he'll want to come
too.
back.
Tampa won't pay him.
All right, so
That's an easy
and we're
one.
bringing back McCutcheon too. I don't know if is he worth a damn anymore?
Yeah, he actually had a grand slam the other day.
That's what I thought. I seen the video. I didn't know if it was a throwback or still. Obviously, he's still good.
Bring him back to retire as a Pirate.
Yeah, you have to.
AJ Burnett, pitching coach.
What about Jim Leland smoking cigs in the dugout?
Yes, need him.
We're going to have to talk to him, because if he's anything like the old white that they had up there in the White Sox organization, we do not want him.
No.
He's no Tony Leland.
He's no booze bag.
Well, Leland was Pittsburgh, then Detroit, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, and I do remember him being hysterical as a human.
Oh, yeah.
Those old guys that have committed their entire lives to being on the road all the time. That's what baseball is, by the way. So whenever you see these guys at the White Sox who are 95 years old and saying very dumb things about the growth of baseball and the future of baseball, you at least have to have a little bit of respect for the fact that they have lived on the road, rock star life, 200 days a year for the last 60 years, some of them.
You know how many cities Tony La Russo's drunk driven in?
Hundreds.
Yeah. So many.
Countless.
At least 32.
All right.
Boom.
30.
Let's go to Lee Battle. Let's go to Lee Battle in Mississippi. Lee, great to hear from you.
Come on now, Lee.
Mr. Battle.
Hello, boys. What's going on down there?
Hey, how you doing up there in Mississippi, Paul?
Fucking not good right now because we got the fucking COVID for the dog.
No. You have it, or your dogs have it, or who has it?
I have it.
I have it.
Oh man!
Good luck,
So
Lee.
what is it? The Delta strain? Do you know if it's the Delta strain?
Yeah, got the Delta strain out there in Omaha. Yeah.
Oh no! What were you doing? Sucking face? You guys looking at each other? What were you doing? Not social distancing? It didn't.
Fucking deleting beers, cuzzy. What do you think we were out there doing?
Open beers? What? Passing what? Or what? Draft? What? Can? What?
Vitamins?
What? So maybe you're passing a doob too there, Lee Battle. How many days into the fight are you?
Fuck, cuzzy. About a week, I think.
Round 8 coming up tomorrow. I mean, well, Diggs has survived it. He is. He's a COVID cowboy. 7-8 days in. Are you starting to see the light?
A little bit better.
Starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. You think? Yeah, on the other side.
That's when I started. I think I actually came on hammered down like around day 7 to 8. We could talk for a little bit.
Yeah, what do you want? Hey, before you get back to bed down there in Mississippi, battling against COVID here, what do you want to talk about?
Hey, first off, shout out to the fucking Bulldogs, College World Series, national champs. Let's fucking go. Will from Tennessee, how about you call and talk shit when your team makes it more than once every 20 fucking years?
Hey, that guy's got COVID dunking on Will. Wow. All right, Lee, T's and P's for you there. Speaking of COVID, our friend Lee Battle was battling down there in Mississippi because he was deleting beers and smoking doobs in Omaha, celebrating the Mississippi State Bulldogs winning a national championship. I believe there was 900 and some cases in Tokyo on July 7th, which caused Tokyo to up the state of emergency for COVID. Tokyo is the home of the Olympics. It is now 100% certain the Olympics will be done with no fans. Fans have been banned from the Olympics. Update from Bleacher Report's Twitter account. The Olympics will not have fans because of a spike in new cases in Japan, including the Delta. Okay, not the Alpha.
Okay. No.
Not the Beta.
Nope.
No.
Not the
Zeta.
Charlie.
It's the Delta.
Wow.
Listen, when Papa Alpha Tango hears about the Delta strand of the COVID thing, I wonder to myself, does this thing spread faster, they said at one point? Does this thing hit harder, they said at one point? Does this thing last longer than the original? I think it's going to be very difficult to get a lot of people to be all, locked down again after what we just went through. I think Mr. 19 came through, and then he had a version, I think, from Europe. There was a Europe version that came through. Obviously, there was different versions that started in different places and this whole thing. I don't know if the Delta one is really going to scare us. I think a lot of people feel as if, hey, we've stared down this guy before. We've had bouts of loneliness with this sumbitch before. We have seen friends and family pass away with this sumbitch before. The Delta variant, everybody is trying to say how devastating it is and how huge it is. I don't think anybody's listening. By the way, because of all the information we're potentially hearing about the previous shit. I mean, it's a very tough time right now. I don't know how Tokyo is able to lock everybody down yet. I don't know how that's even possible, but I guess people are doing, I think Australia. Yep. There's some parts of Australia that's locked down. Japan's locked down. I don't know if you're going to be able to get a lot of people locked down again in a lot of countries. So I'm not saying anything about what the science is saying and who's right, who's wrong, because every scientist you have to ask, okay, who's potentially going to benefit from said statement here now, especially with everything that's rolling out about what happened and will continue to roll out. So I know nothing about this goddamn Delta variant other than what's being said. It has shut down Tokyo almost, it feels like, at this point. I don't know if this is... The Olympics got no Sha'Carri Richardson.
Yeah.
They got no fans.
What?
They do have, though, Simone Biles, so we have to watch.
Come on.
The Olympics is kind of losing a lot of luster right now after a year-long delay. An even bigger story, I think, is Tokyo locking down again. Are they thinking that's going to start happening everywhere? Because what? It was over in Italy first, the original. COVID-19. Italy had a massive spike, remember?
Yeah.
And it's because I think there's a lot of older folks that live in Italy, so everything started happening, I started getting tweets from people in Italy telling me that I have no idea what's about to happen to our lives. As we were flying home, I think from the Pelicans game, and maybe even a week before, the Utah Jazz MC guy screams everybody has to leave the building or whatever, and then sports changed completely. There was people writing us from Italy that were like, hey, this is what this started as, this is what it became, the whole place locked down, and then boom, it kind of just like continued to spread worldwide. Tokyo, Australia, and other places. Is this a standard that's about to be set for all of us? Is this the expectation? Or is this just certain places? Is Tokyo just straight like, we don't want everybody please traveling here right now?
Isn't a big part of it, I think their vaccination rate, I'm pretty sure, is much, much, much lower
Only
than ours is over here.
have been vaccinated. They do not have the Fauci ouchie over there.
Which, by the way, that just because you even said that, I think there is probably a whole thing popping off right now on the internet or at home or in a car right now. It's Ghislaine, by the way. And I watched the end of okay, so I didn't watch the last 45 minutes of that Peacock thing where Gumpy and I said that we think it potentially was created just to counterpunch Alex Jones pronouncing her name wrong on Rogan very confidently.
Right.
Because they said Ghislaine. They say it like 7,000 times. It's worth watching all 3 episodes.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Hey, there was quite a little
around for.
Is
that at the very end?
Very end. Last 30 minutes has like quite a change. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. They almost left you with like a cliffhanger going in November 2021. Learned a lot quickly in that entire thing, but I forget where we're headed with this whole thing. But yeah, is this the world shutting down right now?
Yeah, it feels like we're headed the wrong way for sure. And I don't know as far as if it'll affect us.
Wrong way.
Where's your
going the right way?
Where's your information?
Our country's shutting down, going the right way?
They have been.
Is that the right way?
That's what we're saying, though.
That's
ain't nothing new.
Man, I don't know, dude.
Australia's been shut down the entire time.
Hey, you're right. And there have been countries that have been, like Canada, I mean, they were locked.
Didn't Australia have a concert because they were free of it?
No, but Australia is so big.
That was Wuhan.
That was Wuhan.
Yeah, Wuhan had a pool party.
Wuhan's still back.
Wuhan still going through that thing. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like that there's no fans over there. God damn it! I honestly,
like you said, with like Simone and stuff like that. You obviously still have to watch, but they should just fucking cancel it. I mean, you can't because these people have spent the last however many years. But we're in the same. I mean, with the exception of them actually getting to compete, we're in the exact same spot over there that it was last year, where they were like, we have to cancel it. Like, would you want to win a gold medal with no one in there?
Yes.
I mean,
hey, if I could win an Olympic gold medal, let's do it.
I mean, they obviously all think like that as well, but it's just like
it'll take away from the viewer, I think, right? Because there are great moments.
Like you said, the opening ceremonies. Like, what's that going to look like? That's one of the best parts of the Olympics.
Bingo. I mean, the show is the everything. We've said this. Everything around this story is the legacy,
pageantry,
and I think the only good thing that can come of this is there has been 13 months of research on how to potentially do television and entertainment without fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm watching a Copa Cup. There ain't a goddamn soul in that stadium down there in Brazil or whatever, and it's not bad. Yeah. Like, it's not bad. Yeah. So I hope that we're able to still enjoy these sports that we only get to watch once or twice a century or every decade or whatever. But man, the fan ban, that scares me.
Yeah, Tokyo getting shut down. I mean, that Olympic Village is going to be bumping if they can't leave that place.
Well, they normally can't, right? Don't they have to kind of
I'm
stay?
sure the protocols, though, I bet they can't leave their rooms.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because it's probably going to be...
not just go
and they're going to have to do Zoom meetings and probably...
Yeah, like it's going to be it was in the bubble and shit, I bet.
Yeah, I wonder if in the Olympic...
Walk in and go.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
And does that carry over?
Different noise they're making.
Oh, boy.
Similar. Let's get to...
Talking about the cheese.
Let's get to a break. I don't like that the fans, because it makes me go back to a place where it wasn't fun. Like, hey,
yeah, exactly.
Takes you back.
Because whenever I see something like the Copa, I get every time I tweet out a video of that, I get about 100, 200 people that go. Not every time, but you get it. Anyone that goes, why are there no fans there? Why are there no fans there? It is now that we're back. Anytime I see something that doesn't have any fans, I'm like, oh man, are we?
Don't want to go back.
Come on, we're back. And the Olympics just said, no, we ain't.
Don't matter.
And none of your fans are traveling into our city either. I think that is the bigger.
Yeah.
I think that is the potential bigger.
All that matters, NFL stadiums are full.
Including Indianapolis, Lucas Oil.
Hell yeah.
Let's get to a break. We'll be back in 4 minutes. This Delta Strand, we're going to find it during a break, and we're going to beat the shit out of it.
Hell yeah.
1-833-4 McAfee will hit the phones, and then we'll wrap it up here on this beautiful Thursday. We'll see you in a few. Well, hello, sensual piano keys. You sound incredibly inspirational and motivational. Big announcement coming from our company. You know, throughout my entire life, I've made decisions that people have said, ooh, that is stupid. You've read about them, you heard about them. When I was in high school, I went to an underground poker game, won $1,400, flew myself down to Miami, won a kicking contest, and got a scholarship to West Virginia the next day. I turned my back on soccer that day. Everybody said, you're an idiot. Why are you doing that? You have more schools looking at you for soccer than you do for football. What are you thinking? Fast forward 8 years with the Indianapolis Colts, and I was on top of the world, top of the mountain. How's the view? Not too shabby. And when I was at the top of my game, I decided, you know what? I'm going to pursue some other stuff. My friends and I are going to go to work on the internet. We're going to try to chase fulfillment as opposed to just a paycheck. And there were some interesting responses from people of power in the sporting world.
Make them tear the uniform off of you. Sure. Look, somebody needs to stage an intervention. People who know this guy, get to him now. Make him put his helmet back on and get to camp.
Oh no, there's no intervention, Wilbon. No. Here we are 3 years after that date, and it's a celebration, bitches! Cut the music! Let's hand out some bags to the boys. For the boys. For the boys. Oh, by the way, that's for you, brother.
Oh my God.
Are you home? All right, come out the front door.
What's up, dude?
What is this?
What's this?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
What the fuck? Fuck you. Oh my God. Oh yeah. That is the bag of money.
Oh, FanDuel deal went through. There's $50,000 in there for you. Here's a backpack with $50,000 in it. Oh, $50,000 in there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so there's $50,000 in there. Yeah, so there's $50,000.
Are you fucking serious?
Let's go.
You brought it back?
Oh man, let's go, dude.
Let's go. I appreciate you, buddy.
Yo, this is.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, dude.
We did it?
Couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, thank you. Dude, it's a fuck ton of money. You guys.
When I asked Dan Patrick for some advice, he told me always take care of the boys.
Well, and you should know those people that are there with you, that their value cannot be overstated and should not be overstated.
So, Mike Wilbon, they didn't hold my jersey on me. They didn't hold my helmet on me. We didn't have an intervention. What we have is a celebration. Because when you bet on yourself, sometimes you hit for big. And for us, the only place we'll bet for the next couple years in an exclusive deal, FanDuel backed the Brinks truck up to our office, and we have never been more thankful, more excited, and more together as we promote the greatest sports book on planet Earth.
This is the Pat McAfee Show on Sirius XM Mad Dog Sports Radio. We thank you for taking the time to seek out this small regional show that streams internationally. Here's Pat and the boys.
Welcome back to that show. Can't thank you enough for watching every afternoon with us, Monday through Friday, noon to 3, Sirius XM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, noon to 3:30-ish. At youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show, depending upon what we have going on and how the conversation is going. Right now, the conversation is about to heat up. We have some breaking news out of Paris, France.
Whoa. Wow.
This is an international show covering international things with NBA players that are potentially arrested for drug trafficking or drug transporting in Paris, alongside Lil Baby. James Harden has been arrested with 20 grams of marijuana found on Lil Baby. An ounce of marijuana, 28 ounces. They had 20 grams. And if they are two weed smokers and they are on a trip to Paris for, let's say, 3 to 4 days, seems like that 20 grams would burn through quick. But I believe the French laws have 20 grams at a place that could be a little bit difficult for James Harden to step back out of. For Lil Baby to incredibly word his way out of. I think this could be a problem. And we talked about this with Sha'Carri Richardson's marijuana positive test. We don't like that it's a law.
Nope.
We hate that it's a law. We think it's stupid. And if you don't point out that something's stupid, and nobody points out something stupid and just says, oh, that's the law, just go to live it, nothing will ever change. Gary Goldman has an incredible joke about how for a long time, when the telephone existed, all the way up until Steve Jobs did his thing, people would go stand in a corner in a kitchen with a wire and do this entire thing because nobody would bitch about it. This is just what the phone was. Then somebody got upset and pissed off. Now the phone has become an app on a computer that is tiny, which, by the way, the computer, same thing, was supposed to be the size of a goddamn apartment building. Then it kind of got in there because nobody complained for a long time. So if you don't point out that things are stupid, like Sha'Carri Richardson, the fastest woman on earth, not getting to run one time in 5 years and in 4 years to prove that she's the fastest woman on earth because the IOC has marijuana on a banned substance list, even though she was in a state where it was legal. We're allowed to say that we think that is stupid, although we know that there ain't nothing that's going to change about that.
No.
But you have to point out stupidity whenever it happens. France, I guess we have looked up in the back there. We've done a little bit of research. The marijuana laws are very strict. We think it's stupid, but that's a reality. And James Harden and Lil Baby, by the way, I don't think I've ever seen a better video for two guys to debut on the internet or somebody else to debut on the internet that says, we are very high. Listen, I saw this video this morning out of Paris, and my immediate thought was, oh, I've done this before. I have walked out of a hotel room and seen way too many people and gone, oh, goddamn. We are way too high for this. That was literally my first thought as soon as I saw this. Oh, I have been there before. Now, I was not the person that people were around, but I definitely was in the area where it was like, well, we should not be in front of this many people right now. That's what James Lil Baby had happen this morning. I assume paparazzi found out where they were in Paris. It looked like James and Lil Baby did not expect the greeting they had. They might have just got done with a gas mask. They had 20 grams, probably a couple bunts, maybe a few cones. Who knows how they're smoking, what they're smoking. But they were obviously very, very high. Turns out they're probably going to go ahead and smoke some flower on their way, touring the beautiful city of Paris, place that I had been in, a place that Paris ice cream parlor did try to rob me. But really? I do not like this, but this is breaking news. James Harden and Lil Baby have been arrested or detained in Paris with 20 grams of dope on them. And I don't think the French love that type of thing.
Can't do it.
I mean,
they got set up, though. I think James Harden.
What did the thing said that it was in the glove box of the car Lil Baby was riding in, and so, I mean,
let's read the.
That's what the TMZ article said, I believe.
At Rap Alert 3 or at Rap Alert 3, yeah, okay. Lil Baby has been arrested in Paris for transporting narcotics after 20 grams of weed was found in the glove compartment of the vehicle he was riding in. James Harden was also with him, but was let go by police. Okay, so James Harden let go by police. All right. They looked at him
Big
and he
Nets
said,
fans.
"To a tray high, huh?" And James like, "Oui, oui," and they're like, "No." And you can get the hell out of here. What about, well, somebody's got to.
Yeah.
And Lil Baby was like, I got it. All right, you're going to get kicked out of the NBA for this. I'll be able to make
good cred.
A lot of
more bangers.
I'll be able to do off this. But whatever the case, there is a little bit of a marijuana sitch. And I think they kind of got bamboozled. Their celebrity is too big for them. They can't check into a place that it looked like they had no idea anybody knew they were in. Then you go ahead and you get a little bit too high. And you're, by the way, at that state, I think James, who is probably recognizable, knew he was going to be recognized whenever you walk around anywhere. Little baby as well. We saw him at that Atlanta Hawks game. He had more ice on him than any human I didn't know who he was at the time, but I was like, damn, that is an impressive line of jewelry this guy has. We're talking that whole thing. They knew people were probably going to recognize them, but that look whenever they saw all those cameras, there's no way they thought they were walking into that. And I assume they were in a perfect state of mind to go walk around the Champs-Elysees.
Champs-Elysees, well said.
In the Arc de Triomphe.
There it is.
And the Eiffel Tower, which has an elevator that goes right to the top. I don't know why you would walk. There are people that try to do that, I guess. It's very high. Or anything in Paris. They were probably in a great mindset to go kind of tour and look around and learn.
Yeah, the Louvre.
Now they're seeing a cell. All right.
It's messed up.
Now James Harden's back in that room that he got, that he got kind of bamboozled coming out of. He's trying to figure out how to get a little baby out of jail and how to get back to everything was changed, all because there's an archaic, antiquated law that makes a plant illegal in places still. We're allowed to point out that it's stupid, but we all have to understand that it's a real life thing. Little baby and James Harden should have had sunglasses on.
Well, and is that guy who filmed them walking out on the hook? Because clearly the cops saw that video and they're like, oh, these guys are high. Let's go get them right now.
Hey, are we going to be able to recognize who they are? Oh, yeah, the one's taller than everybody, The one's taller than everybody, I'll be able to see them. Okay. Keep an eye out, though. They do look like they're on cloud 40, like Ty Schmidt was yesterday.
No, of course. Higher than that
No, let's not get started. All right, these guys, I'm pretty sure James Harden was thinking, he was so high, he might have said, hey, maybe they'll just think I'm Kimbo Slice, because that's exactly who he looks like in that picture.
With the dreads back?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Imagine he does with that beard and the dread real tight.
Rest in peace. Looks like James got something up his sleeve.
Oh, yeah, but I think it was just super fashion-y. They're in Paris. You got to be super fashion.
They are there for Fashion Week.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh. The amount of dope it's a Fashion Week, I assume, is a lot. These cops are what? Just like this is like a speed trap? Are they trying to make up for? Take it easy. These guys are obviously high. What are we arresting them for? They're just trying to have a good time.
Give them a break.
I didn't even know Paris was open until I saw these guys high as shit walking out of that hallway. God, congrats to Paris on the other side of COVID. Fashion Week.
Yes.
That's what I learned. These guys are in marketing for you guys. Let them out.
Come on.
And give them their weed back, too.
Yeah.
I bet you it was fire.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume so.
Some of the best.
Just like when old Paisan Caruso, gets busted in Texas or whatever with some his grinder that was found, we don't know, we just assumed, in a pocket that he forgot to search, and the TSA, what was this? And then they open up, and you go back there, he got his whole thing, obviously a mugshot happened. I mean, we assume because Caruso's coming out of LA that he's got fire in that
the
grinder.
loud pack.
Hey, he's rolling loud, like down there in South Florida where WWE SmackDown will be there, obviously. I still don't know how that pans out. I'm excited to learn what the fuck's going on with that tomorrow. I can't wait to hear it. If me and Rick Ross are potentially in the same.
Come on, maybe we just pitch it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I'm thinking. Me and Rick Ross, I think we just come out. Yeah, I'll do the whole. Yeah, I'll do the whole thing. I'll be his hype guy. Let's just have a good time. Yeah, let's just do that whole thing. But I mean, they are.
Oh yeah.
I think they're fucked.
Who, these guys?
Yeah.
So that was the original video was from yesterday. They got arrested today.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
So that video yesterday, they said, hey, keep a heads. I mean, they can't just be walking around this doped out of their mind in our
guys
city.
in the country.
Not in our city. Tallest and highest at the time. Zito said there's a paragraph. Here we go. Where's this from?
This is from TMZ.
TMZ says, Lil Baby and NBA star James Harden have been stopped by the police in Paris with a report claiming the rapper was arrested for dope. Harden and several other men were swarmed by cops during an apparent search on the popular avenue Montagne. In one video circuit, Montagne. Avenue, Montagne.
Maybe it's like Joe Montaigne.
Hey, listen, whenever you're walking down Joe Montaigne Avenue, you got to make sure you keep those eyes open. Because if you appear to be a little bit high, they're going to come search.
Get him.
And they're going to find, in a video circulating on social media, the Brooklyn Nets superstar can be heard saying he doesn't understand what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. As cops began searching him, one photo shows an officer holding what appears to be a vaping device.
Jewel?
So hey, listen. I mean, they were trying to be nice, not
trying
have
to be
everybody else
discreet about
smell
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're trying their best. Unclear who it belongs to or whether it contained the alleged dope. Baby was seated in the back of a police van and appeared to be handcuffed. Local reports say he was among 3 people arrested for some sort of marijuana-related charge. The report said the vehicle the men were traveling in was pulled over, and officers could smell marijuana. Classic. There were allegedly 20 grams of weed discovered, and if it is James Harden, little baby, let's assume 20 grams of it could potentially smell if they didn't have proper ball jar, airtight bag on that thing. We reached out to the Paris Police Department, who would only tell us the incident was currently an active investigation. Little baby and Harden are in French City for Paris Fashion Week.
Wow.
All right, that's out of Paris. Hopefully they're okay.
Yeah,
hey,
good
we'll light
luck.
one up for you guys.
Good luck.
Hey, when we get in a city or state that it's legal, we'll light one up for you.
Absolutely.
Have you seen the alarming stat about MVP quarterbacks and how their seasons end? So for a long time, the Heisman winner would not win the national championship. It was like a Madden curse. Madden curse has been busted. The Heisman national championship thing has been busted. But for a long time, you win this, you're going to lose this. I did not know that the MVPs of the NFL, the way those seasons end, and this came to us via Clutch Points NFL, which shows shout out to the Instagram account, Clutch Points NFL. In 2013, Peyton wins the MVP. 2014, Aaron wins. Cam. Matt. Tom. I mean, just you go on down the line, you win the MVP, your team is going to end in devastating fashion. Like, that is just how it's going to go. Will that curse ever be changed? Will Aaron Rodgers be able to come back and play for a team and win a MVP and a Super Bowl? How about Tom doing it again? I mean, this is a curse that looks a little bit alarming. You get the best player, the most valuable player, you're not going to win a Super Bowl, it says. And it's, by the way, it's going to be devastating when this thing ends.
No, the Packers will break that this year. Aaron come back for the one last time, one last ride.
We'll see. Isn't that what he said?
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. He's out of Tahoe right now. He's probably going to have to do more interviews. There'll be more information that'll leak out. You're a Packers fan. You got no clue what's going on, I bet.
Yeah, if any quarterback's breaking it, it's Brady, unfortunately.
That's what Tom Brady does. He is now square in his shotgun stance, though. Can't wait to talk about that on the other side of this break. And on the other side of the break at SiriusXM Channel E2, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Chris Mad Dog Russo, a man who trailblazed in the sports radio business and is the name of this station, will take over the reins for the next few hours. Shine did incredible earlier. The boys in the morning. Oh, what a show they had.
The best.
All right. Now it's going to be Chris Mad Dog Russo. Can't wait to listen to it later. I always listen to it back, obviously. I don't think he has ever listened to our show. I don't think he likes our show or loves our show. But it's an honor to be before the man that is known as the host of Mad Dog Unleashed, Chris Mad Dog Russo. On the other side, we'll see him manana with a massive Friday. Fuck.
Got it. It was in.
No, bobbed it. The Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady interactions are, as you know, we watched for 9 hours on the match. And there's videos kind of.
Storm.
Someone's moving a sofa, or that's a lightning?
That's Mother Nature.
Well, yeah, lightning would lead to the thunder, obviously, because lightning is we could get into that completely, but I wasn't going to go that way. But the lightning is just like that's the flashes for when God's bowling, and that's the thunder that you hear.
You
because
count how many seconds.
Yeah, because when God starts bowling, you know, obviously paparazzi comes out like James Harden, little baby. That's the lightning, and then the thunder you hear is the balls. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and sometimes those flashes they do.
There it is.
It's coming down,
and it is bad.
Good Lord.
This morning it was so bad. This can't happen.
I'll check the Doppler.
Hey, that's a little fun little pastime. Checking Zillow and checking Doppler. Zillow's the best.
I love it.
Zillow's dangerous.
Break the news for you. It's going to have rain above us.
Oh.
What color, though?
It's red. It ain't green.
It's red?
It's red.
That certainly isn't good.
It is starting now, and it is going to go until...
Exactly.
Should we get under ours?
It will go until... Well, there's some green right... Oh, boy, the storm is building. Oh, jeez. Oh, boys, we got rain for the next 2 hours. Good luck.
You say it's red or purple?
It's red, and then it's orange, and then a bunch of storms merge together.
Oh, shit!
Get under that desk, huh?
We are.
Red is prime NATO level.
Yeah. There's some orange in there, too. Hey, what you need to watch is when the warm front runs into the cold front, and they start dancing, it ain't a tango. No. It ain't a waltz. No. It ain't a salsa. No. It's a fucking nightmare. Look at big old funnel.
Watch out for AJ Hawk's legs down here.
Did Gumpy get under the desk?
Yeah.
That ain't saving him. It's gonna kill him if something.
Gump, you gotta find another desk, brother. You are in the danger zone. How long? It said until at around 4 o'clock, a couple storms merge. And they become one.
We need fucking Wahlberg, perfect storm.
Yeah, we got a lot of time left. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Man. Feels like we got good support on the walls, though. I feel good about it.
This table's built pretty well.
Yeah, me too.
Diggs, you're in a good spot.
I am.
This thing's sturdy. Me and Ty will hold this thing up.
Yep.
I'm up
Great
against
time to have a crick in your neck.
a load-bearing wall.
There's a lot of red, boys.
A lot of red.
A lot of red. We are in some bad news here. Woo! So what I was thinking about, like, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady. Yep. When they were talking.
Yeah.
It was much better than when this cold front hit this warm front.
Yeah.
It was also the best part of the match. Yeah, because you get a chance to hear why the greats are great.
They're throwing seeds, dude.
Yeah, playing catch and everything. Come on. And when they're playing the catch, it's not just the balls that are flying. But what they're saying to each other is a big deal. Let me tell you why it's a big deal.
Okay.
In December of 2020, okay, Aaron Rodgers came on our show, this show. Yep. I was getting ready for War Games. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
War Games.
War Games!
War Games. War Games. And AJ asked Aaron a question. And Aaron basically said, hey, there's people out there stealing my fucking cadence.
Yeah, bullshit.
What happened?
Well, if you watch some of the games, I'm not going to call anybody out, but it seems like there's been a couple guys who've been stealing my color number combination.
Green 19. Hey, Aaron told us in that same interview he took it from Brett Favre. Brett Favre. Zeno, you should be under your desk. What are you doing?
Z, come on, protect yourself.
Z, get under there. So Aaron said he took it from Brett Favre.
Yep.
And then Aaron said people had been stealing it. We didn't know what that meant. It was kind of a throwaway comment, and I thought it was an inside joke between AJ and Aaron. Then, when the match happened just the other day, and Bleacher Report Gridiron posted a part of the catch sesh that wasn't caught on TV, an internet exclusive, this is what was said.
Too easy. I've had to become more Aaron Rodgers in my career.
You stole my cadence.
There it is!
Wow!
Boom! There, you stole my cadence. Okay, so Tom Brady took the cadence. All right, so now we have the answer to the December question of who took the cadence. It was Tom Brady. So now Tom Brady and Aaron are using the same cadences. I don't know if everybody knows that. They're speaking the same language now. Everybody's in deep, deep dog shit at this point. But now let's move along in this conversation because it actually gets a little bit cool to know that these two watch a lot of film of each other, I think.
It does, doesn't it? I don't know why you switched your gun footwork back, though.
I'd like it a little more. I try to be a little more balanced now.
You were doing, like, straight.
Yeah, this year.
I was like, you don't like the left foot forward anymore.
Okay. So they started talking about their shotgun stances. Clyde Christensen, quarterback coach of the Indianapolis Colts for a long time. He's the quarterback coach down there in Tampa. Did he tell Tom he needs to start staying more like Peyton? Because Peyton used to be one leg off the saddle, then he would go right up into that thing square. Tom was always a left foot forward guy. Aaron noticed the difference, asked him what was going on. Aaron, by the way, right foot forward, I believe, is his shotgun stance. He said, oh, Tom changed it. They noticed it. They're watching film. It's awesome to hear the people speaking the same cadence at the same level.
Do you think Aaron will potentially change his now to be more like Tom? Or do you think, like, hey, I'm Aaron Rodgers, like Tom copied me, I'm going to stick to what I do.
I think Aaron's not going to change until he's about 45, 50 years old.
Yeah.
Shouldn't either.
I agree.
Goddamn everything.
All right. Well, I think we're still in the red, so we're going to hang out here for a while. Hammered Down will be on 10, 15 minutes. I don't know if we're going to be back at their desk.
We're not dead.
True.
Is that you, Diggs?
Yeah.
You're questioning whether or not you've seen Twister too much.
I have. Helen Hunt and rest in peace.
There's a lot of red on that Doppler.
Hey, there's purple right there, though. Hey.
Oh, jeez.
Where are we?
I just saw that, yeah.
Red.
There is purple in the Iron Storm.
Listen, I understand that the show must go on, but at this point, I honestly believe when looking at the Doppler, I'm not Joe DiNardo, obviously, but I don't think we should just be as hanky-panky as we are about this. Tornadoes played no fucking games.
This is hell of an opportunity. If you want, I can put Dorothy in the back of my truck.
All right.
And we can fucking...
All right, Hammered Down begins after we get out of this red. We can't thank you all enough. We're back tomorrow with a massive Feel Good Friday. It'll be the last show from the FanDuel Beach House.
No!
Yeah, last one.
Damn it!
If we get out of the red, we get on a plane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, you guys have a good one. We're going to hang out on our desk here and make sure we're safe. This is what they told us to do in elementary school. I'm not sure it has ever worked, but we'll continue to do it. That's kind of the way the world works, I guess. That's our problems with Paris. Let's hope little baby gets out of jail, the IOC, and everything else going on. Today was a great day. We might buy a baseball team.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
See you, Manana. Hammered Downs after the storm. Cheers.